This page is the front cover of Dreamcast Magazine, Volume 36, dated 1999, Volume 36, 1926, priced at 420 yen, celebrating its first anniversary with a big present and a complete software catalog and cheat code encyclopedia. The cover promotes this issue as essential for enjoying Dreamcast games at the end of the year, with no misses guaranteed. Featured games include Langrisser Millennium, Virtua Striker 2 version 2000.1, which is stated to be released on December 2nd. Virtual Oratorio Tangram, Space Channel 5, Eternal Arcadia, Skies of Arcadia internationally. D2, Sunrise Ayutan, Sunrise Heroes, Make an X, Cyber Angel Battle Mahjong Shangri-La, Outrigger, and Jumbo. Safari. There is also a mention of J-League Pro Soccer Club, Otsukuru. Let's make a pro soccer club, J-League. The magazine highlights itself as providing more detailed information than anywhere else. This page is an advertisement for Choo Choo Rocket on Dreamcast, presented by Sonic Team. It highlights the game as a frantic docket action puzzle, supporting 1 to 4 players and network play. The game is compatible with arcade sticks, Dreamcast keyboards, and VGA boxes. It's set to be released on November 11th at a space price. The advertisement promotes a special color controller set alongside the standard software version. Key features mentioned include intense 4-player battles, simple controls, an addictive puzzle mode, and network versus play, allowing remote online competition. It also mentions special character appearances by Pisian and Chao, suggesting these could be in-game cameos. Screenshots showcase the gameplay, which appears to be a top-down puzzle action game with colorful graphics and cartoonish characters. This page is a puzzle section titled Staff Presents Shuon Puzzle. It features a logic puzzle game where you guide cartoon mouse characters, called Choo Choo, to a rocket using arrow directions. The page presents an example puzzle and a problem puzzle. The example demonstrates how to use up arrows to guide the Choo Choo characters through a maze to reach a rocket. The problem puzzle asks the reader to figure out where to place an arrow marked A to guide the Choo Choo through a different maze. The puzzles appear to be grid-based mazes, where the Choo Choo characters move forward until they hit a wall, then turn right. This page is the contents for the magazine, listing articles including a Dreamcast complete software catalog and secret techniques guide for game purchases. There is a 1st year anniversary celebration section with presents and articles covering Virtua Striker 2 ver.2000.1, Cyber Troopers Virtual Oratorio Tangram, and a regular feature called Dori Maga Y. What? Exploration Team? Other articles include strategies for J-League Pro Soccer Club, Otsukuru, Langrisser Millennium, Space Channel 5, Eternal Arcadia, which was later released internationally as Skies of Arcadia, D2, Sunrise Heroes, Make an X, and Cyber Angel Match, Mahjong Shangri-La. This page is the game index for the magazine, a handy reference to find articles about specific games. It lists titles alphabetically along with their page numbers in the magazine. Featured games include F1 World Grand Prix for Dreamcast, Jet Coaster Dream, Space Griffin, and Espionage Agents. Other notable titles listed are Skies of Arcadia, referred to as Eternal Arcadia, Virtua Striker 2 ver 2000.1, Puyo Puyo DA, Make an X, Langrisser Millennium, Rainbow Cotton, Outrigger, and Jumbo. Safari. The index gives a good overview of the game coverage within this issue, showcasing a range of genres from racing and simulation to RPGs, puzzles, and action titles. This page is celebrating Dreamcast Magazine's first anniversary with a Dreams Big Present giveaway, spanning 4 consecutive issues. It's a weekly giveaway featuring Dreamagay special Dreamcast consoles that are unique in the world. There are 2 main types of special Dreamcast consoles being given away. The first type features illustrations from serialized manga artists, with examples shown by Takezaki Izumi-sensei and Sam Sing Yoshimatsu-sensei, including one featuring the character Kyasuko. These are described as worlds only 1 unit each. Another type is a famous creator signed DC, which is still in production and will be presented at the end of the 4-week period, also stated as collection worlds only 1 unit. Furthermore, there's an announcement for Dreamaga Special Monthly Best Cover Teleca Production Start, which are telephone cards featuring the monthly best covers of Dreamcast Magazine. The page highlights the August and September covers, which will be made into telecards. The August cover is for the game Eternal Arcadia, Yukyu Gensokyoku Perpetual Blue, and the September cover features Shenmue. 15 winners will be selected for each telecard design. This page is showcasing a Dreamcast Magazine first anniversary Dream Present campaign, featuring 12 different prizes to be won. The prizes include a Sega Special QUO card set and a large Sonic plush doll signed by Yuji Naka from Sonic Team. There's also a Sonic t-shirt and special Teleca card set, and a Soul Calibur mousepad featuring characters from the game. Further prizes are a Super Real Mahjong special set, a Shenmue large poster and t-shirt, and a Langrisser Millennium keyholder set featuring miniature swords from the game. The software prize is for the game Dancing Blade Kate ni Momotaru, Full Edition, and finally, a Grandia letter set and strap featuring characters from the game. At the bottom of the page, there are congratulatory messages for Dreamcast Magazine from Sega staff, including Bamboo Field from Sega Sales Planning Department, Yuji Naka from Sonic Team who mentions Samba de Amigo, and Yu Suzuki from Software Second Research discussing the completion of Shenmue and expectations from Dreamcast users. Dreamcast Magazine celebrated its first anniversary with a prize giveaway. Prizes included a Space Channel 5 staff-signed t-shirt with Mizuguchi Tetsuya's autograph, a Virtua Striker 2 bench coat exclusive to Sega staff, Tante Jinguji Saburo canned coffee, a Mobile Suit Gundam Gaiden poster, a Densha de Go ruler and strap set, Cool Borders Burn software, a Sunsoft Telecard card folder, a Marionette Handler t-shirt and pen set, and Etoile Prelude, Yume no Katachi 5 PC software. Game developers like Mizuguchi Tetsuya, Miyoshi Atsushi, Data East, and Shangri-La sent anniversary messages, often highlighting their products or wishing the magazine continued success. This page is a Dreamcast Magazine 1st year anniversary prize giveaway, featuring a range of Dreamcast games and merchandise. Prizes up for grabs include the music game Popsin Music 2 along with a dedicated Popsin controller, and for mech fans, Cybertroopers Virtual On Oratorio Tangram card and pin set. For horse racing enthusiasts, there's Yumi Bacon 99 Internet software. Psychic Force 2012 software and pins are also being offered. Merchandise prizes include a Sammy Space Wing strap, a Lapis Snow clear file and special clip, a Frame Guide poster, strap and pin set, another Memory Clear file set, and a Virtual Call S mini diary covering 1999 to 2000. Messages from Marvelous Entertainment and Victor Interactive Software are included, congratulating Dreamcast Magazine on their first anniversary. Application details and the deadline of November 19th are also shown for readers to enter the prize draw. This page highlights the release of the Hello Kitty Dreamcast set, a special edition of the Dreamcast console in both pink and blue skeleton colors. This set includes a Hello Kitty-themed Dreamcast console, controller, VMU, and keyboard. It also bundles 2 games, Hello Kitty Garden Panic, a puzzle game where you catch bug creatures to protect flowers, and Lovely Fruit Park, another puzzle game where up to 4 players can compete to collect fruits. The Dream Passport 2 internet browser software also gets a Hello Kitty makeover in this set, offering themed internet and email features. The set is priced at 34,800 yen and is aimed at young women and families. Pre-orders are starting from October 25th, and the release date is set for November 25th. The page reports on several gaming events and news items. The Megalopolis 1999 game show in Sendai, October 1999, featured companies like Sega, Cybertroopers Virtual On, Space Channel 5, Choo Choo Rocket, D2, Capcom, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Compile, Sci-Fi. A Presents section announces a giveaway of posters for the Sakura Project 2000 Drama CD. News announces the Tokyo Game Show 2000 spring dates, April 1st and 2nd, at Makuhari Messe, following a record attendance at the previous show. Finally, the Open section introduces Bit Tours, a new game-related shop in Shibuya, Tokyo, offering games, consoles, merchandise, music, and information, including goods from Biohazard, Resident Evil, and Mindstorm Lego. This page details various news and events. Firstly, it discusses Sega's Dreamcast and its potential for high-speed internet connectivity through CATV networks, with Jupiter Telecom planning experiments for internet services and online gaming by the end of the year and early next year. Secondly, it promotes the Creators Grand Prix contest in Kochi Prefecture, seeking digital content creators of any background. Thirdly, it announces the CR Toei Animation Project, a project by Toei Animation and Creek and River, aiming to find professional creators for anime TV series and OVA, seeking fresh talent outside of the traditional anime industry. There is also an event announcement for a live performance by voice actress Tomo Sakurai at the University of Electrocommunications on November 23rd. Another event is a talk session titled Digital Strategy Great Operation with Kazuhiko Arima and Shinichi Nakazawa in Tokyo on November 23rd, discussing digital media topics like culture, music, and games. Finally, the page announces the revival of the Bikuriman series, with Bikuriman 2000, mentioning the anime starting on TV and new merchandise releases, predicting a resurgence in popularity. The next page is a news information page. It promotes the new horror movie Sixth Sense, and is holding a quiz where you can win Sixth Sense goods. The movie is being released nationwide in Japan. There's an advertisement for a chance of meeting event for men and women, taking place in Tokyo and other locations on specific dates and times. Choriopolis is celebrating its first anniversary in Osaka Umeda and holding a commemorative event from November 27th to 28th. There will be DC game consoles and Jumbo Sonic plush toys as prizes in a lottery for customers who spend over 3,000 yen between November 15th and December 15th. A page then highlights new music releases. Made in Japan by Sex Machine Guns, released on November 26th. Kaze no Muku, made by Kana, released on November 25th. Toy Doll by Lolita No. 18, released on November 18th. Dear, by Ryoko Fukada, released on November 17th. Sandy Glass by SADS, released on November 25th. Because by LUCA, already on sale. Diamond Dust by Kyosuke Himuro, already on sale, with the song Silent Blue. Alazora by Kenji Kobayashi, released on November 10th, with the song Gravity Pain. Finally, there's information about prize applications for readers, detailing where to send applications and the closing date. This page is an investigative report from Dreamcast Magazine, delving into the structure of Sega's development divisions. The article starts by questioning whether AM2 Research still exists, and learns that it's now called Software Research and Development Department, Number 2, or simply Software 2 Research. The piece explores the restructuring of Sega's R&D divisions, mentioning that previously they were divided into AM, Amusement Machine Development, and CS, Consumer Software Development, but have now been unified under software development. Screenshots are shown from Virtua Fighter 3, highlighting its visual fidelity, and another image from a more cartoonish music rhythm game, showcasing a different style of game being developed. The article then shifts to understanding Sega as a company today, outlining its group structure. It lists various Sega Group companies both domestically in Japan and internationally, categorizing them by their business focus. These areas include software and hardware sales, toy manufacturing, music and network services, and amusement facility operations. Finally, a table lists Sega's board of directors and executive officers, providing insight into the leadership structure of the company at the time. Key executives and directors are listed along with their roles within Sega. Sega's R&D divisions encompass 9 software departments, Soft 1 to 9, plus Digital Media, Mechatro, and Future Research. Soft 1, led by Nakagawa Rikiya, creates challenging classic-style games, e.g., The House of the Dead. Suzuki U's Soft 2 focuses on high-end tech and realism, with titles like Virtua Fighter and Shenmue. Soft 3, headed by Koguchi Osamu, emphasizes creativity, producing games like Crazy Taxi. Soft 4, Namekawa Yoshihiro, concentrates on arcade games, e.g., Virtua Striker. Soft 5, Sasaki Kenji, specializes in image technology, e.g., Sega Rally. Soft 6, Arai Sho, excels in sports games, e.g., Jet Set Radio. And Soft 7, Uba Hiromichi, focuses on story-driven games and RPGs, Sakura Wars. Naka Yuji's Soft 8, aka Sonic Team, creates the Sonic series. Soft 9, Mizuguchi Tetsuya, develops household games like Space Channel 5, Basebox. Digital Media, Makino Yukifumi, handles sound. Mechatro, Miyake Tomoji, works on arcade machines. Future Research, Kaneyasu Noriki, explores new amusement forms, including theme parks and VR. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast games Super Producers, published by Hudson Soft. This game is a network-compatible singer training simulation where you aim to dominate the showbiz world. The ad highlights the game's release date as November 11, 1999, priced at 6,800 yen before tax. The text emphasizes operating in the music scene and breaking new talent with good songs. Gameplay screenshots are shown at the bottom of the page. The Dreamcast Weekly Data Station's Top 10 Sales Chart reveals a diverse range of popular Dreamcast games. Topping the list is J-League Pro Soccer Club Create, a football management simulation. Following are Black/Matrix AD, a tactical RPG, and Atsumare Guru Onsen, a quirky party game. Pro Baseball Team Create, a baseball simulation, secures 4th place, followed by the wrestling game New Japan Pro Wrestling 2-Kon Retsuden 4. Soul Calibur, the weapon-based fighting game, claims 6th, while Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 0079, Rise from the Ashes, a shooting game, is in 7th. Climax Landers, Time Stalkers, an RPG, takes 8th. Marionette Company, an adventure game, ranks 9th. Poppin' Music 2, a rhythm game, completes the top 10. A Dreamcast magazine ranked the top 30 most anticipated games. Shenmue topped the list with 526 points and 95% completion, nearing its software completion. Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? Secured 2nd place with 523 points, highlighting its widespread popularity. Grandia 2 followed in 3rd with 466 points, praised for its refined design. Other notable titles included Cyber Troopers Virtual On, Oratorio Tangram, 10th, 227 points, 90% complete, and Virtua Striker 2ver.2000.1, 12th, 214 points, 90% complete, with its release announced. The ranking featured diverse genres, including Resident Evil Code, Veronica, Skies of Arcadia, SNK vs. Capcom, and Phantasy Star Online, among others. This page presents 2 game rankings. The Reader's Choice Transferred Hope Top 20 lists games readers want ported to Dreamcast, with Dead or Alive 2 at the top, followed by Nights into Dreams and Street Fighter titles. The Video Game Income Ranking Top 15 ranks arcade games by earnings. Virtua Striker 2 ver.2000 is number 1, followed by Virtua Fighter 3 TB and Tekken Tag Tournament. Smaller sections highlight upcoming arcade games and past popularity. Derby Owners Club is being installed in more locations. Samba de Amigo was popular in December, and Firefighter Brave Firefighters is a fun 2-player game. Screenshots of Nights into Dreams and Tekken Tag Tournament are also included. This page is a release schedule for upcoming Dreamcast and Saturn software and hardware. For Dreamcast software, releases in November 1999 include titles like Yugen Kaisha Chikyu Boygun, Earth Defense Force, Gigawing, Choo-Choo Rocket, Super Producers, Mezase Shobizkai, Nippon Pro Mahjong Renmei Kanshu Pro no Jisen Mahjong, Kata Gold, Speed Devil, Mazinkyu X, Descrimson 2 Marinito no Saien, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Grawan no Tsubasa Capital 2 Kaiku, Zombie Revenge, Hello Kitty no Lovely Fruit Park, Nepachi Ten Renshan de Las Vegas Ryoku, F1 World Grand Prix December 1999, Seas, Sunrise Ayutan, and Bartender Stylist 2 Ver 2000.1. Early 2000 includes Ready 2 Rumble Boxing, Round 2, Aero Dancing F, Tsubasa no Hisho, and NFL 2K. For Dreamcast hardware, there are release dates for various peripherals like the Twin Stick, communication cables, fishing controller, zip drive, and microphone devices. For Sega Saturn, the schedule includes Monster Maker Holigar Saga and Wirtz Woos. This page presents the Dreamcast Readers Race Top 40 ranking, a popularity poll judged by Dreamcast Magazine readers. The top section lists the Oz Table Dreamcast Software A, which is a ranking of the top 30 Dreamcast games as of November 5th. At the top of the charts is Soul Calibur, followed by J-League Pro Soccer Club Create, Sega, Sonic Adventure, The House of the Dead 2, and Poppin' Music. Other notable titles in the top 10 include Giant Graham, All Japan Pro Wrestling 2 in Nippon Budokan, and Pro Baseball Team wo Tsukuro. Let's make a pro baseball team. The page also features a Counter Horse introduction section highlighting 2 newer games. The first is Capital 1 Keiyaku of Grawan no Tori Cage, which was a Japan-exclusive adventure game described as a deep night drama with a unique atmosphere and a compelling story. The reader review praises its immersive quality and engaging narrative. The second highlighted game is Marionette Company, another adventure title. This game is praised for its fun training game mechanics and character customization, specifically mentioning the appeal of raising marionette characters and the engaging conversations within the game. The review notes the strategic depth of the Kizune value system and the overall enjoyable gameplay loop, though mentions the potential for long play sessions and the need to manage in-game currency. Finally, the Oz Table Dreamcast software appraisal section summarizes the overall trends in the reader rankings, noting the anticipation for new game releases. This page highlights the Dreamcast reader's top-voted games, showcasing essential software. Reviews are provided for highly ranked titles. J-League Club Championship, second, is praised for its realism and depth. Professional baseball team Let's Make and Manage, eighth, offers engaging baseball simulation. Guru Guru Onsen, 16th, is a casual, addictive party game with a strong online community. Seaman, 22nd, a unique virtual pet sim, receives praise for its character design and engaging interactions. The page also previews upcoming titles ranking in soon, including Hang the DJ, Burra 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 Burra, and others. This page details recent Dreamcast releases and promotions. Fastest, New Work Express Report, and Next Work Check highlights 3 new titles: Revive, Regeneration, Dream Horse Club, 99 Internet, and The Secret original soundtrack. An odds table lists peripherals and games. User comments mention Soul Calibur and Poppin' Music 3. A reader prediction game is being promoted, with Choo Choo Rocket as the current prediction target. Participants can enter using postcards and player IDs. This week's special prize is a Dreamcast arcade stick and visual memory set and software, awarded by lottery. Previous winners are listed. Finally, there is an odds forecast for Choo Choo Rocket and Gigawing. This page reviews 2 Dreamcast games: Tanaka Toraiko no Urutoraryu Shogi and Choo Choo Rocket. The Shogi game is a well-regarded simulation, especially for learning, featuring commentary by a professional player and communication battle mode. While praised for its value and suitability for all skill levels, some advanced players found a lack of depth. It received a 6.0/10 score. Choo Choo Rocket is a puzzle game with simple rules but strategic gameplay, addictive multiplayer battles, and 143 puzzles. It supports up to 4 players locally and online. Reviewers enjoyed its speed and excitement, and the game earned a 9.0/10 score. Comments from various user groups highlight the accessibility and fun of both games. Choo Choo Rocket is particularly praised for its charm and addictive gameplay, while the Shogi game is valued for its educational aspects. This page highlights Dreamcast game reviews and a special review section. Firstly, we have a review for Super Producers Aiming for Showbiz World. Super Producers, a simulation game where you become a music producer and aim for the top of the charts. It scores a 6.66. Reviews suggest that it's easy to get into, but becomes repetitive with singer training. It mentions network chart rankings as a new feature, and that the sound producer part felt like they were based on real people. Next is a review for Gigawing, a vertically scrolling shooter, scoring a 7.0. It's noted as a highly anticipated arcade port for Dreamcast, with upgraded graphics and sound. The review mentions the Bullethel gameplay and the score attack mode. Finally, there is a special review section called BB, featuring 2 women playing Choo Choo Rocket. They are trying out Sonic Team's new puzzle game, and it seems to be enjoyable and easy to learn. It mentions that the game is fun in team play, and recommends it especially for girls, due to its cute graphics and music. It also highlights the multiplayer aspect, suggesting it's best enjoyed with 4 players. This page is an advertisement and game preview for Virtua Striker 2, version 2000.1 on Dreamcast. It proclaims, "That excitement comes to your home!" and highlights it as a Dreamcast version screen reveal. The advert emphasizes it is a special Dreamcast feature report with a 90% completion rate. It lists the release date as December 2nd, priced at 5,800 yen. The game is described as a highly anticipated home console port of the arcade soccer game series, Virtua Striker, fulfilling a 4.5-year-long dream. The text mentions that this Dreamcast version, Virtua 2000.1, surpasses even the latest arcade version, Virtua Striker 2000. The page features screenshots of in-game action showing players from Japan and Italy national teams. This page is all about the Dreamcast version of Virtua Striker 2 Vert.2000.1, highlighting the original elements exclusive to this console release. It boasts that this version takes the arcade hit to a whole new level of evolution. The page features a timeline showcasing the history of the Virtua Striker series, from the original 1995 game to the latest version in 1999. Detailing the arcade hardware used for each iteration. An interview with producer Toru Mifune reveals that the Dreamcast version, built on the Naomi arcade hardware, is more than just a port. It emphasizes enhancements and original content that cater to player needs and expectations, especially after the AVR 2000 arcade release. The interview discusses how the Dreamcast version allows for more freedom in setting game time and addresses balancing the gameplay difficulty so it's enjoyable for everyone while retaining the exhilarating action of the arcade. This page showcases Virtua Striker 2 Vert.2000.1 on Dreamcast, marking its first public reveal. It focuses on the DC Original International Cup mode, which is a key highlight of this version. The page details the game modes, explaining arcade mode mirroring the arcade experience, and the brand new International Cup mode. Variations within modes include Tournament, League, and Ranking mode. Match Play offers VS Match and PK Match. Replay and options are also mentioned as standard features. The International Cup mode structure is outlined, starting with preliminary league matches leading to a final tournament. The text explains that if you don't place in the top 2 of the preliminary league, it's game over. An interview section discusses the game's balance adjustments and the introduction of elements like yellow cards and offsides, specifically for the International Cup mode, aiming to provide a more strategic and engaging experience. The developer mentions that while it's challenging to balance, the core Striker gameplay remains unchanged. They emphasize that these new elements add depth, requiring players to consider strategy beyond just scoring goals, especially with features like offsides and yellow cards impacting gameplay through potential player dismissals and tactical adjustments. Virtua Striker 2, version 2000.1 for Dreamcast, enhances the arcade classic with several new features. This version introduces offside, yellow, and red card rules for added realism and strategy. Halftime lengths are now adjustable, up to 15 minutes per half, enriching gameplay. The update also boasts 10 new stadiums with dynamic lighting and scenery. The developers are also exploring online play, though it is still under investigation. The Dreamcast version aims to deliver an authentic and immersive soccer experience with these enhancements, drawing from the arcade version's success. This page is showcasing Virtua Striker 2 Vert.2000 for Dreamcast, highlighting the various game modes available beyond the International Cup mode. It emphasizes that the Dreamcast version offers a wealth of gameplay options. The page details the arcade mode, which aims to replicate the arcade experience, with features like tournament progression and immediate game over upon defeat, akin to the arcade version. Match Play mode focuses on head-to-head matches, allowing players to select teams and engage in PK shootouts. It's presented as a practice mode for perfecting skills against players, or the CPU. The replay feature is also highlighted, allowing players to save and replay memorable goal scenes, even storing them on the VMU for later viewing. It emphasizes the ability to relive impressive shots and exciting moments. There is a check section discussing how goalkeepers are more aggressive in this version, venturing out of the penalty area to clear the ball. Finally, in the impression section, the writer expresses excitement about the Dreamcast version, noting it feels very close to the arcade version and praising the gameplay experience, highlighting how even newcomers can quickly improve their skills. They recommend it as a must-play game, even for those not deeply familiar with soccer games. This page is a special report for Cybertrooper's Virtual On Oratorio Tangram on Dreamcast, highlighting new information about the game, especially its versus play using a link cable. The game is reported to be 90% complete. The page details how to play against another player using a battle cable to connect 2 Dreamcasts, called Cable Versus, along with Network Versus. It emphasizes the immersive experience of playing the arcade perfect port at home using this cable link. The page also shows off customization features, including color editing for the mecha and emblem editing, allowing players to personalize their Virtualoids. Finally, it mentions secrets within the opening demo of the game, including demonstration modes for basic controls, turbo shots, and dash attacks. The game's release date is listed as December 9, 1999, priced at 5,800 yen, supporting 12 players, and is classified as an action game. This page is a guide on how to set up a two-player versus match in Cybertroopers Virtual on Oratorio Tangram on the Dreamcast using a link cable. The page details what is needed for link cable play, listing 2 Dreamcast consoles, 2 controllers, twin sticks, 2 copies of Virtual on Oratorio Tangram game discs, a Dreamcast link cable, and 2 monitors. It then walks through the setup in 5 steps. Step 1. Connecting the Dreamcast consoles using the link cable, ensuring power and video cables are also connected, and the game discs are in both consoles. Step 2. Powering on both Dreamcasts and navigating to the cable versus option in the menu. Step 3. Choosing sides, either DNA or RNA, with both players needing to select the same side. Step 4. Selecting a Virturoid character and stage on the character select screen. Step 5. Starting the battle after stage selection. The page mentions that using a link cable provides a smoother and more immersive versus experience compared to split-screen play, highlighting the reduced time lag and full-screen action. It emphasizes the improved gameplay experience with link cable connection for Virtual on Oratorio Tangram. This page is about the customization features in Virtual on Oratorio Tangram on Dreamcast. The article highlights that players can personalize their mechs in 3 main ways: changing the codename, altering the color scheme, and applying emblems. The codename customization allows players to register a unique name, up to 12 characters long, using alphanumeric characters. Color customization is done using a VR color editor, allowing players to change the colors of various parts of the mech. The emblem customization lets players create original emblems to be placed on the mech's shoulder, using an emblem editor which offers freehand drawing and tools similar to Paint software, including sample emblems to use as a starting point. The page also mentions that customized mech data can be saved and loaded from VM memory. There are screenshots showing the customization menus and examples of customized mechs with different color schemes and emblems. Dr. Watari provides a comment, mentioning that customization features were planned from the Saturn version's XBAND support days and were enhanced for the Dreamcast version. He suggests players think about what kind of emblem they want to create. The article concludes by mentioning that customized data is available during test play and network battles. This page is a special report from Dreamcast Magazine focusing on the upcoming release of Space Channel 5. It highlights a special mode called Ura Viewer, included in the game, allowing players to view Ura's dance sequences from various angles. This mode lets you appreciate Ura's choreography and moves, offering a unique way to enjoy the game's visuals. Game details include a release date of December 16th and a price of 5,800 yen. It's a music game for 1 player, and the official website is listed as http://www.spacechannel5.com. The magazine is strongly promoting Space Channel 5, announcing that next issue will feature an official dedicated section for the game, suggesting it's a highly anticipated title. This page is focused on Space Channel 5. It highlights the game's operation mode, where players can freely control the camera viewpoint using the controller, and mentions button controls for zoom and rotation. The page promotes a new official Space Channel 5 corner within the magazine, starting from the next issue. This corner will include exclusive content from Sega's Space Channel 5 development team, such as original CG artwork, development diaries, and event information. The page encourages reader participation and invites them to send in postcards. There are screenshots showcasing the game's 3D graphics and character Ulala. A message from R&D Department No. 9 box indicates the game is in alpha, and they are working on refining the game's fun factor and aiming for high viewer ratings. They are eager for players to experience the full game. This page is a preview for the Dreamcast game Eternal Arcadia, which was later released internationally as Skies of Arcadia. The page highlights the game's world, which is a vast sky filled with floating islands. It mentions that in this world, ships sail through the skies, and there are 6 moons that mysteriously illuminate the world. The text describes the world of Eternal Arcadia as a mysterious place where it's impossible to see more than 2 moons at once from any given floating island. It suggests that to witness all 6 moons, adventurers must traverse the vast sky and numerous floating islands. The page also poses the question of whether the protagonist, Vihais, will be able to see all of the moons. The screenshot shows the game's world with floating islands and a character on a platform. The game is described as an RPG. This page highlights Eternal Arcadia, which was released internationally as Skies of Arcadia, showcasing the Silver Moon Tower, described as being even taller than adventurers. The page text explains that the moon illuminates the world with colors of green, red, purple, blue, yellow, and silver. It mentions that shooting stars sometimes fall onto the floating islands and are called moon fragments. These fragments are stones that shine with the same color as the moon. People revere these mysterious stones, calling them moonstones. The page features 2 screenshots from the game, one showing characters in a night scene, and another in a green, luminous environment. The bottom text indicates that these moon fragments fall onto the floating islands. This page is a preview of a game feature called Power of the Moon. It details the importance of moonstones, which fall from the moon onto floating islands in the game world. People eagerly await these stones not out of fear, but anticipation. Moonstones are described as beautiful and possessing immense energy, making them highly valuable resources and materials for this world. Adventurers discover them, and merchants trade them at high prices. The feature highlights how moonstones are used as weapon materials. Most weapons in the game utilize moonstones in their crafting. It explains that depending on the color of the moonstone, different elemental energies are imbued. Red stones are associated with fire, yellow with lightning, and purple with ice, with a total of 6 different elemental attributes that can be added to weapons. This means changing the moonstone used in a weapon can drastically alter its effects in battle. Furthermore, moonstones serve as a powerful energy source, capable of driving large machinery and even airships. The game utilizes this energy for various technologies, including the player's own ship. The page questions if traditional sailing ships, even those that can float, will still require fuel sources, implying different types of ships and power systems are in play. Based on the descriptions of weapon customization with elemental stones and the visual style, this game is likely a preview of Grandia 2, a popular RPG that was released internationally on the Dreamcast. This page is about the divine magic system in the Dreamcast game Skies of Arcadia, known in Japan as Eternal Arcadia. The page details Kujutsu, a type of magic in the game that uses various energies like fire and lightning. It explains that there are 6 main types of this magic, each associated with different elements similar to moonstones. The page showcases 3 types of Kujutsu. Voltaise, a yellow lightning magic described as a powerful lightning strike for general attacks. Glacier, a purple ice magic that freezes enemies in place. And Barney, a red fire magic for offensive attacks using fire energy. The text also mentions that Kujutsu is versatile, used not just for attack but also for recovery, hinting at healing magic such as Suppli, which is a green type of Kujutsu. The screenshots show these magic spells being used in gameplay. This page is a special report preview for the Dreamcast game D2, stating it is 90% complete. The article mentions the game will be released approximately 2 months after Christmas and will be on 4 GDROM discs. It highlights that previous previews have mainly focused on content from Disc 1, and this article will delve into Disc 2. Locations in Disc 2 include farms, mountains, and an old man's house. Bosses named Stewards and Hermans are mentioned. Screenshots show character Laura Parton near Ruff's Lookout and a map of the area. The article also notes that snowmobile sequences and the reunion with Jenny occur within Disc 1 of the game. This page is a preview for Disc 2 of the Dreamcast game D2, highlighting how the scattered mysteries of the story are gradually revealed. Disc 1 is described as an introduction to the game's mechanics and world, while Disc 2 delves deeper into the mysteries and intensifies the story, packed with events. The article focuses on the derelict house section in Disc 2, where the player encounters a white-clad man who seems unfriendly. The player character's dirty clothes suggest they have suffered some kind of damage. The purpose of being in this place is still a mystery, hinted to be revealed later, mentioning that this time Kimberry is truly different. The article also questions, who is this man? Referring to a character named John, featured in the promotional video shown at the Tokyo Game Show. His identity is shrouded in mystery, and the text notes his eyes possess a wildness. The text poses questions like, what awaits in the desolate room? And Kinberry, and what? Suggesting impending danger and intrigue. Screenshots depict in-game locations and characters, including a scene of John pointing a gun, and interior scenes of the derelict house. This page previews the game D2. The page highlights 2 key locations, the storage and the research lab. The storage is described as a hidden facility in a snowy field, appearing abandoned but concealing a secret underground area and a deeper mystery that drives the story. The research lab introduces an elderly man and hints at a shocking secret discovery being made there, which will be a crucial clue in a larger, impactful story. The text also mentions puzzle elements involving passwords. Screenshots show various game scenes, including interior locations, a keypad with the code 806572, a character in a red dress near an escalator, and a display of butterfly specimens. The text poses the question, where does the escalator lead? Emphasizing the game's exploration and mystery. The tagline, one mystery is solved, then another, suggests the game's focus on continuous puzzle solving and unfolding narrative. This page showcases a preview of Disc 3 for what appears to be a suspenseful adventure game. It highlights startling facts are revealed and the deepening mystery. The page features a man with peculiar green markings on his face, questioning if he is becoming a monster. Screenshots depict a woman in a red dress exploring locations like a long escalator and a room filled with computer monitors, hinting at a large and important facility. Another image presents a medieval-style room with a central altar, candles, books, and a figure reading, posing questions about the meaning of a statue resembling the Virgin Mary and a mysterious person reading a book with an owl. A cozy dining room scene shows characters having a meal, suggesting a moment of respite. The text notes the game story is entering its latter half and points out details like who is in a photograph at grandmother's house and what is in the room with the altar. The feature is titled The Mystery Deepens, Labyrinth of Foreshadowing, emphasizing the enigmatic nature of the game. This page is a photo comic feature titled D2 Me Too, presented as the fourth installment in a weekly series and labeled as Act Point 1, First Scene. It focuses on the Dreamcast game D2, which is described as an action RPG scheduled for release on December 23rd, priced at 6,800 yen and spanning 4 GDROM discs. The comic depicts the opening scene of D2, where the character Kimberly Fox finds Laura. Kimberly wakes Laura up, explaining she has been unconscious for 10 days since an accident, and that she was found collapsed in the snow. Kimberly questions Laura about her memory, but Laura seems to have amnesia. The scene is then interrupted by the sound of footsteps, and a man in a coat enters, suddenly vomiting a green substance. Abruptly, a large alien creature appears, horrifying both Kimberly and the man. The comic panel sequence ends with, To be continued, Act Point 2 inches. This page is a D2 character file, spotlighting Parker Jackson from D2. It details Parker's profile, noting he is returning from Enemy Zero, and is described as a bright and kind character, although a bit clumsy in expressing himself. There is an interview section, where Inoshi shares his thoughts on Parker Jackson. The page also presents a Prophecy of Fate section, inviting readers to predict the destinies of characters in D2, whether they will live as humans with red blood, die, or become monsters. The characters for whom fate predictions can be made are Laura, Kimberly, Parker, Jenny, David, Larry, and Cliff Andrews, along with 3 unnamed characters. The deadline for prophecy submissions is December 22nd. This page highlights the game Sunrise Heroic Saga, a robot strategy RPG from Sunrise. The page is a special report focusing on the game's opening movie, which is described as exciting and sure to raise anticipation for robot anime fans. The preview trailers for the game also use CG movies. The game data mentions it's for the Dreamcast, was released in December and cost 6,800 yen. It is an RPG that supports 1 to 2 players, requires 29 memory blocks, and is on 1 disc. The screenshots showcase gameplay with mechs and anime-style characters, alongside battle sequences. The text emphasizes the detailed mecha and character artwork, encouraging readers to pay attention to the visual aspects. The game appears to be a Japanimachuragly release. This page announces new mecha, making an appearance in the Sunrise Hero Story feature. From Combat Mecha Zambungle, the Walker Gallier is shown in front and rear views, piloted by Jiron Amos, who is described as a determined young man pursuing his father's ambition. The Walker Gallier is explained as a machine used by Jiron after losing the Zabungle, capable of separating into Gallier Hover and Gallier Will. It also highlights the possibility of transformation and combination. From Blue Comet SPT Leisner, the SPT Leisner is featured in front and rear views, piloted by Albatro Null E.G. Asuka, a mixed-blood Earthling and Gradosian who came to the solar system to warn Earth of a Gradosian invasion. The SPT Leisner is described as a SPT, superpowered tracer, developed by the Gradosians, with humanoid intelligence and capable of unleashing several times its normal combat power using the emergency VMAX system. This page unveils the secrets of the modification system for powering up mecha in a simulation RPG game. It details a three-step process. First, acquire modification parts in battle. Second, head to the port modification screen. Finally, select the parts and the mecha you want to enhance. The modification system promises to significantly improve your mecha's combat capabilities, even granting special abilities like flight or powerful attacks. The screenshots showcase the game's interface, including battle scenes and the modification screens where you combine parts with your mecha. It also seems that you can sell unwanted parts you collect at the port. The page highlights that this modification system is primarily for mass-produced mecha to make them stronger, suggesting a game where managing and upgrading your units is key to victory. We see images of mecha that look very much like Zaku 2 and Dom mobile suits, hinting at a Gundam-style universe for this strategy RPG. This page is focused on the concept of modification in games, especially in mecha simulations. It showcases examples of unit upgrades using characters and mecha from different series. The page highlights MS-09 Dom and Mississippi 14, Gelgoog from the Gundam universe, as examples of units that can be modified, showing images of these mobile suits. A game screenshot demonstrates a battle scenario where Zeon units can use breakthrough abilities to attack motherships. Further examples include the Centaur Soldier Promachus and Wingle units, again showing gameplay screenshots and discussing unit capabilities like flight and attack power. The page also introduces Ares and Scope Dog mecha, noting their balanced abilities and modification potential, specifically mentioning Scope Dog being modifiable to Magnac. The text discusses the strategic depth that unit modification adds to gameplay, emphasizing resource management and tactical choices. This page highlights characters from 14 mecha anime series. Key characters are introduced, including rivals like Mardal from Galactic Gale VFAM and Lamba Ral from Mobile Suit Gundam, along with figures such as Todd Guinness from Aura Battler Dunbine and Ririna Dorian from New Mobile Report Gundam W. The page also focuses on female characters. The described anime series include classics like Mobile Suit Gundam and Armored Trooper Votoms, as well as series like Brave King Gao Gaigar and Blue Comet SPT Leisner. Each series is summarized, detailing their core conflicts and protagonists. The page mentions a follow-up issue, with more details coming in late November. This page is from the Sunrise Robot of CG World Chronicle Return Series Volume 4 and features the FTF Garastorm from Kiko Seiki G-Breaker, which translates to Machine Armor Century G-Breaker. The Garastorm is a flying trooper fighter designed for aerial combat and close-quarters fighting. Its main weapon is the saber, and it also has shoulder Vulcans and arm/crows. The pilot is Shozama. The page highlights the Garastorm's high aerial mobility within the FT series, and includes a portrait of the character Shozama, with some background story details about him being a local lord's vassal. An official website is also listed as atsai.cojp-sun. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Discrimeo 2 Marinitos Festival, which was released on November 25, 1999. It highlights features like Dreamcast gun and microphone device compatibility, and being the world's first game to allow eyeline movement using the direction keys. The game also supports Dream Passport for data distribution and promises continued playability with new data even after release. The advert includes screenshots from the game and artwork showcasing characters who also appear to be from the WonderSwan version of Discrimeo. This page is a preview for the upcoming Dreamcast game Maken X, an adventure title developed by Atlas, set to release on November 25th for 6,800 yen, utilizing 10 VM blocks and available on a single disc. The preview highlights an interview with the game's director, Katsura Hashino, from Atlas's first development department, known for their work on the Shin Megami Tensei series and Soul Hackers. The article emphasizes the game's branching storyline, drama, and action elements, promising to pull players into a future 5 minutes from now. It focuses on two key aspects to enjoy in Maken X: the game's events and action, alongside stages brimming with ideas. Screenshots showcase in-game action with female characters battling with Maken, gameplay scenes including enemies and boss battles, and event scenes, offering a glimpse into the game's early story progression. Maken X is a Dreamcast game developed after the completion of Soul Hackers. Director Katsura Hashino explains the game's concept, originating from a desire to create a real-time game. The core idea revolves around taking over bodies from a first-person perspective. While initially conceived with more RPG elements, the team streamlined the gameplay. Hashino focused on scenario and event direction, leveraging the Dreamcast's capabilities for a new level of expression. The narrative involves the Maken sword and themes of destiny versus free will. The protagonist, Kei, a sealing swordsman, gets unexpectedly entangled in events related to the sword. The story explores his choices, the influence of the sword, and the motivations of a mysterious old man. The game's visual style and characters are showcased through screenshots depicting in-game scenes and character portraits. Maken X, a Dreamcast action game aimed for a fast-paced, first-person experience. Developers prioritize 60 FPS gameplay, facing programming hurdles with features like autofocus and jump over. They leverage the Dreamcast's capabilities to create high-quality graphics. The game's concept is described as a sprint with demons, emphasizing speed and immersion. Characters are memorable, with the masked Bazooka Knight posing development challenges. Stages allow for designer freedom and quality visuals. Key gameplay elements include transforming enemy actions, switch operations, and jumps. Screenshots showcase stages in Greece and India, with the latter featuring a brain-jacked computer terminal hinting at player character control. This page highlights the game Shangri-La Cyber Angel Mahjong Battle. It is a Dreamcast title published by Marvelous Entertainment, released in Japan on November 25, 1999, priced at 5,800 yen. The game is a Mahjong title for one player. The page features profiles of 3 characters from the game: Asaki, Ayun, and Izuka, giving details on their age, birthday, blood type, height, and bust, waist, hip measurements. The text describes the game as a visually impressive program with realistic and non-realistic elements, focusing on the charm of the female characters. It mentions that the game is based on the Naomi arcade board, which allows for high-quality visuals. The game aims to be a complete port of the arcade version, but it is described as more of a trial version on Dreamcast. The text mentions that the Dreamcast version has enhanced visuals, including high-quality 3D graphics, movies, and opening and ending sequences. It also mentions that when winning a match in the game, players can enjoy movies showing the cute reactions of the girls, and that it's important to interact with girls and look them in the eye. This page introduces 4 characters: Sayaka, Kotomi, Myline, and Mitsuba, from the game Dengen Tenshi Taisen Mahjong Shangri-La. Each character has a profile section detailing their age, birthday, blood type, height, and measurements. The page tagline emphasizes, "Reality surely dwells here," suggesting a focus on realistic character portrayal within the game. Mitsuba's section also highlights her role as a cyberworld navigator. The page seems to be promoting these characters, and possibly the game's storyline or world. Shangri-La. The secret of Shangri-La is discussed through interviews with its development team. Game director Shigeki Araki, Sega, 95, emphasizes the game's focus on captivating 3D female characters and player communication. Image director Masahiro Kenke, a freelance designer experienced in film and sound effects, oversees all visual aspects. CG animator Baku Ikeda, Trilogy, responsible for Sayaka's animation, highlights the challenge of bringing the character to life. Trilogy, founded in '97 to create next-generation CG character animation, is also profiled. They previously worked on Hustle, Toki Tamakun, 98, and PINMEN, 99, and are involved in Tekken Concrete with director Morimoto. Trilogy aims to create projects for theatrical release. An interview with the Cyber Angel Battle Mahjong Shangri-La developers, Araki, Suga, Ikeda, reveals details about the game's development. The sequel avoids a closed-space setting that the team prioritized engaging, communicative characters over simple visual appeal, infusing personal feelings into their creation, especially through meticulous CG animation. They aim to express and represent beyond mere CG demonstration, focusing on realistic character expressions and movements. The one-on-one system, where one animator handled each character, allowed for deep personalization. The interview also hints at multimedia possibilities, and announces a premium movie disc giveaway for 30 winners, featuring the game's characters. The game is envisioned as a rich experience that blends mahjong with a dramatic narrative, with future multimedia developments expected. This page is a manga comic strip for the Dreamcast game Evolution, End of the Infinity. Originally released in Japan as Shinki Sekai Evolution, the manga is Chapter 26 and created by Uekusa. The page introduces characters from the game. Mag Launcher, who is described as an excellent and frivolous adventurer, the son of a well-known adventurer and obsessed with girls. Glenn Nade, a veteran butler of the Launcher family, is described as a loyal and caring person and popular with gamers. Linnea Castling is described as a mysterious girl with unknown origins who possesses excellent abilities. Finally, Chain Gun is described as a rival adventurer to the Launcher family and a cool-headed character who is secretly concerned about Mag. The manga panels depict humorous scenes with these characters, showcasing their personalities and interactions within the game world. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Speed Devils. It highlights the exhilarating, rule-free street racing gameplay in America, where players can earn prize money. The game features car customization, 6 courses, 2-player battles, and Hollywood-style course events and traps. The goal is to defeat the Champion X and become the world's fastest racer. The game was scheduled for release in late November 1999, priced at 5,800 yen. There's also a campaign where purchasing the game's software could win you US dollars or an original t-shirt. This page of Dreamcast Magazine promotes playable demos on a GDROM. It highlights several game previews available in this issue. First is Evolution 2, subtitled To Faraway Promise, emphasizing the return of a masterpiece title. Next is Death Crimson 2, The Altar of Melanite, inviting players to witness the terrifying legend of death. There's also a golf game called Let's Play Golf, promising a demo with 3 playable holes. Berserk is featured, highlighting the intense impact of the original comic being brought to the Dreamcast. Bangai-O is showcased with text, stating that the exhilarating experience is something you have to feel to understand. Vermilion Desert promises the tension and excitement of a real battlefield. Finally, Senka Hushin, The Time of Senka Blooming, is presented as a simulation RPG, reborn from the Senka world, offering a unique world experience. This page is a reader submission corner celebrating the Dream Magazine first anniversary. It features comments from the magazine's mascot characters, Dream Sister, Dream Brother, and Dream Cat, reflecting on the anniversary and the Dreamcast. The opening illustration for this week is from Fukuoka Prefecture and shows a scene with a girl, boy, and dog-like creature around a fire with the caption, "Always Eating." The mascot characters discuss the magazine's anniversary and the current gaming climate, noting that Dreamcast users are also interested in Saturn games. They introduce themselves. Dream Sister is described as a mischievous troublemaker, Dream Brother as a caring and cautious person, and Dream Cat as a dream cat named Boo Boo. A section highlights Sakura Wars 3 for Dreamcast, stating its release has been decided and congratulating the submitter who sent in the postcard before the announcement. The review comments express excitement for the game and joke about a character's posture. One comment compares looking at Seaman straight on to resembling Alfred Hitchcock, with the cat character agreeing that Seaman's face is like a standard Japanese face. Lastly, Megumi-chan's Cat Corner features a manga strip about a cat and its owner Megumi-chan, with captions describing the manga as depicting real cat behavior. Brushstroke Special is a reader-submitted art feature showcasing diverse brushstroke art. The submissions include various pieces with descriptions, often humorous, or referencing video games. Notable examples include Can Soul, inspired by Soul Calibur, Cat, Open Up, and Heaven Turb, with angel figures. Others include Go, Iyashike, Don't Lick Me, another Soul Calibur reference, Dorimaga with stick figures, and a calligraphy piece, Gutu Yoshio. Humor is present in Eros, depicting a muscular torso. Fumi Masa questions its selection, and Small Cow Corner Modoki and Walrus Chow reference Sonic Adventure's Cow Garden feature, including elements of semen. This page is showcasing the Illustration Garden and Mania corners of the magazine. The Illustration Garden's current theme is winter sports and features user-submitted artwork. One illustration is of Yuri-chan from Tokyo, associated with District of Columbia 2, likely hinting at the game DC2 PS Girls Symphony Pocket. and mentions a trial version being included in the magazine. Other illustrations include user submissions, with comments expressing appreciation for the artwork and referencing the winter sports theme with snowy scenes and characters. Another section titled Mania features more user content. One entry titled Zombie Revenge features a detailed illustration of a woman with a katana and gun, referencing the Dreamcast game Zombie Revenge. Another illustration is for Soul Calibur, featuring the character Seung Mina. There's also a humorous submission depicting an exaggerated screaming face in a section called Rune Mania 203. Further down, another submission is titled Bikurido Kirimeka, which seems to be a game, with user comments referencing game submissions and character expressions. This Guru Guru Comic Special features several short manga sections. Couple Fool by Morikone-san and 30 Yen-san presents humorous couple scenarios. Hero Side Story 2IIVV is an RPG parody with contributions from artists in Fukuoka, Hiroshima, and Chiba. Reone, created by artists from Kyoto and Fukuoka, depicts action-oriented scenes with a character named Reone. Finally, Nakasan and Tails, a comedic strip by artists from Fukui and Kumamoto, features characters resembling Sonic and Tails. The page concludes with submission guidelines for the magazine and offers a 500 yen book coupon to contributors from specific locations. This page is about musician Koji Hayama and his special feature in Dreamcast Magazine called Game Industry Special Ring Round 23. The page reports on the success of his Hibiya outdoor concert, where 3,200 fans gathered. Hayama himself discusses his motivation for performing there, despite the timing not perfectly aligning with his CD releases initially. But the success of his 99 Super Robot Wars compilation CD gave him the push. The page also advertises Koji Hayama merchandise, like t-shirts and bandanas, alongside information about his new CD releases. These releases include the Front Mission 3rd original soundtrack and 10 Plants 2 Children song. Also mentioned is the 99 Super Robot Wars Best and Super Remix CD, which is already on sale. The page also includes information on how to order these items via mail and fax, and directs readers to his website for more information and concert photos. This page is an advertisement for anime and manga-themed t-shirts. The merchandise includes t-shirts featuring designs from popular series like Mobile Suit Z Gundam, Aura Battler Dunbine, Heavy Metal El Jaime, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Fang of the Sun Dugram, as well as legendary giant Ideon and Armored Trooper Votoms. The price for each t-shirt is listed as 3,900 yen. The ad emphasizes that these t-shirts are suitable for wearing even in winter. This page showcases popular anime-themed t-shirts that are perfect for winter fashion. Featured are designs from Mobile Suit Gundam ZZ, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Martian successor Nadesico. The Gundam ZZ t-shirts feature designs with "Kids are alright" and "Against Rotten System" slogans. Gundam t-shirts include a long-sleeve shirt with Zeon Mono Eye motifs, and another shirt with a red comet design and star motif. Nadesico t-shirts include designs featuring characters from Nadesico the Mission movie, and another design of Eureka Misumaru. There is also a Combat Mecha Zambungle t-shirt featuring the Walker Gallier Mecha. Prices for the t-shirts range from 3,200 yen to 12,000 yen. In a side panel, there is an announcement for a lecture by Mr. Okamura Yasushi about galactic culture and blind spots at Waseda University on November 10th. Admission is free. This page is a humorous comic strip titled Mega Drive Brothers Counterattack from the Something Yoshimatsu Theater. It features a character named Mega Drive Brother, who has a Sega Mega Drive console for a head. The comic humorously depicts the Mega Drive as introducing youth culture with CD karaoke and achieving great success. It also mentions the Mega Dumper and subtly promotes compatibility with older Sega consoles, while seemingly taking a jab at the PlayStation 2 as a competitor. The creator of this comic is Something Yoshimatsu, an animation creator. There's also a mention of a popular book titled Sega Games Are the Best in the World. The Dreamcast Software Perfect Catalog ranks top Dreamcast games. Soul Calibur, a 3D weapon fighting game, takes first place, praised for its graphics and modes. J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru, a sports simulation game, is second, lauded for its club management depth. Sega Rally 2, a racing game, comes in third, with its arcade perfect port and exclusive modes highlighted. Fourth place is Sonic Adventure, an action-adventure game known for its gameplay and visuals. Finally, The House of the Dead 2, a gun shooting game, secures 5th place, appreciated for its intense action and arcade accuracy. The Reader's Choice Dreamcast game rankings feature a diverse selection. Popson Music, a music simulation game with intuitive gameplay, claims 6th, and 7th is Giant Graham. All Japan Pro Wrestling 2, a wrestling game with real wrestlers and strategic depth. Professional Baseball Team Otsukuru, a baseball team management sim, takes 8th. Climax Landers, a monster-collecting RPG with dungeon exploration, ranks 9th. Pop's Your Music 2, a music game sequel with new modes and tracks, is in 10th place. Cool Borders Burn, a snowboarding game with realistic physics and various modes, is in 12th place. This page showcases a selection of highly anticipated Dreamcast games as voted by readers. Ranked at number 13 is Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes, a faithful port of the arcade hit. This action-packed fighter features exciting tag team battles with a roster of Marvel and Capcom characters and new modes exclusive to the Dreamcast version. Moving to number 14, we have Kita E, Photo Memories, a fan disc for the popular game Kita E White Illumination. This adventure title invites players to travel across Hokkaido with 8 charming girls, capturing memories through photography in a mini-adventure setting. Ranked 15th is Power Stone, a 3D action fighting game that emphasizes free movement and simple controls. This title lets players collect Power Stones to transform and engage in dynamic battles. At number 16 is Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen, a unique communication game designed for up to 5 players. Featuring well-known Sega characters, this board game-style title allows players to chat and interact in a virtual hot spring setting. Number 17 is World Neverland Plus, or Rurdo Kingdom Stories, an enhanced version of the Warneva simulation game. This title focuses on simulating life within a kingdom, allowing players to build relationships and experience a virtual world. Finally, ranked 18th is Akihabara de no Gumi Patapais, a simulation game based on the anime Akihabara de no Gumi. This game revolves around fostering friendships and raising virtual pets called Patapai, offering a unique story experience depending on player choices. This page reviews several Dreamcast games. Elemental Gimmick Gear 8.8322 is praised for its visuals, puzzles, and gameplay. Aero Dancing 8.8005, a flight sim, offers realistic replays and scenery, but has complex controls. Kitahe White Illumination 8.7931 is a travel communication game set in Hokkaido with a unique BBS system. Seaman 8.7873, a voice recognition simulation, challenges players to care for a unique creature. Street Fighter 03 8.7292 is a fighting game with a large roster and diverse gameplay. Finally, Real Sound Kaze no Regret 8.7142, an audio drama, offers an emotional story with challenging endings, with a visual mode added for the Dreamcast. This page highlights reader-voted Dreamcast games, ranking from 25th to 30th. At 25th is Mobile Suit Gundam Gaiden, Colony no Ochita Chide, a 3D shooting game with online downloads. Frame Cried 26th is a 3D mecha action game with customizable mechs and network battles. Sengoku Turb 27th is a strategy game starring cute animal characters. Elemental Gimmick Gear 28th is a beginner-friendly action RPG focused on ruin exploration and puzzle solving. Dynamite Deca 2 29th is a 3D action game and arcade port. Finally, Black Matrix AD 30th is a simulation RPG featuring strategic battles, character customization, and branching scenarios. The Dreamcast A-Rank Preservation Edition catalog presents reader-ranked games. Several titles are highlighted, including Idol Janshi Otsukuchou, rank 31, a Japan-exclusive Mahjong game, Martian successor Nadesico, The Mission, rank 32, a simulation adventure based on the anime, Mabaroshi Tsukio, rank 33, a Japan-only love adventure novel praised for its graphics, Marionette Handler, rank 34, a Japan-exclusive programming robot battle game, Tokyo Highway Challenge, rank 35, a racing game focusing on rival battles and car customization, and Puyo Puyon, rank 36, a 4-player versus. This Dreamcast game review highlights 6 titles based on reader votes. The King of Fighters Dream Match 1999, ACT, is a fighting game with a large character roster. 8.4719 Blue Stinger, ADV plus ACT, A survival horror adventure game, emphasizes a Hollywood-like presentation, 8.4469. Super Speed Racing, RAC, focuses on high-speed racing with realistic graphics, 8.4365. Get Bass, SPT, is a realistic bass fishing simulator, with an arcade and tournament mode, 8.4205. ESPION AGENTS, SLG, is a simulation game where players manage an espionage organization, 8.4117. Finally, Air Force Delta, SHT, is a flight simulator and 3D shooting game that emphasizes aerial combat and unlockable aircraft, 8.4111. Each game received a score based on reader reviews, offering varied gameplay experiences across different genres. Dreamcast Magazine reviewed several games, ranking them from 43 to 49. Psychic Force 2012, 8.3925, is a psychic action game praised for its 3D movement and Dreamcast-exclusive training mode. Virtua Fighter 3 TB, 8.387, a fighting game, features a complete port with balance adjustments and a team battle mode. Pen Pen Tri-Iceland, 8.0837, an action race game, offers unique character expressions and simple controls. Morita Shogi, no Saikyu Shogi, 7.9375, is a shogi game highlighting its AI and customizable settings. Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling 2 Konretsuden 4, 7.9, an SPT game, emphasizes its controls, deep gameplay, and improved graphics. Finally, 7th Cross Evolution, 7.8506, an SRPG, focuses on biological evolution and features a unique DNA system, allowing for a massive number of character variations. This page ranks Dreamcast games, starting with number 50. Sangokushi VI, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 6th, is a strategy simulation game focused on unifying China, praised for its strategic depth in battles and management. Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2 is a realistic racing game for advanced players, simulating various aspects of Formula 1. Morita no Saikyu Reversi is a budget-friendly Othello game with varying difficulty levels. Shin Kaka Hanaru is a Hanafuda card game, with multiple variations and helpful features for new players. Dancing Blade Kateni Momotenshi 2 is an anime adventure game with cute scenarios and expanded content from its PS version. Finally, Kanto Keiba Shinbun, My Trackman, is a horse racing prediction simulation using real-time data and offering extensive information beyond just predictions. This Dreamcast games list, based on a reader poll, showcases a diverse range of titles. At rank 56, Nobunaga's Ambition, Shosho Stars, a Koei Tecmo strategy game, offers improved performance on the Dreamcast. Webmister, ranked 57, is an online adventure game from Misibius/Sega, known for its TV drama-like presentation. Buggy Heat, ranked 59, delivers off-road racing action. Dancing Blade, Kate ni Momoten Angel, rank 60, an interactive anime adventure by Konami, provides a story-driven experience. Godzilla Generations, rank 61, by Sega, allows players to control the iconic monster in a city destruction game with multiplayer capabilities. Finally, at rank 62, Juvenile Delinquent's Luxurious Living Nasubi's Room by Hudson offers a unique tool for applying to win prizes from TV shows. This page reviews Dreamcast games. July, rank 63, an adventure game, is praised for its fear-inducing atmosphere and detailed graphics despite a slow pace. Seitai Heiki Expendable, rank 64, a hardcore shooting game, offers intense sci-fi action but is criticized for restrictive gameplay and lackluster presentation. Incoming. Human Final Battle, rank 65, is a well-balanced shooting game with beautiful graphics and enjoyable cooperative play. Super Invention Boy Canapan, rank 66, an RPG, features a unique system centered on invention, but suffers from difficult controls. Grauen's Birdcage Capital 1 Contract, rank 67, is an internet drama with improved video quality, making it worthwhile for fans. Finally, Eternal Master 2i game creator Nobuhiro Yoshimura's Brain, rank 68, a shogi game, boasts a challenging AI and a reasonable price. This page reviews several Dreamcast games, ranking them from 69 to 74 based on reader scores. At rank 69 is Red Line Racer, a fast-paced bike racing game with varied courses and modes, scoring 6.4222. Yugawa Moto Senmu's Treasure Hunt, a puzzle game tied to a promotional campaign, rank 70, score 6.38, tasks players with solving picture puzzles. World Mystery Discovery, Troy, rank 71, score 5.909, is an adventure game based on a TV show. Marionette Company, rank 72, score 5.8, is a futuristic adventure game involving robot customization and relationships, ported from PC. Tetris 4D, rank 73, score 5.3161, offers a competitive puzzle experience with new modes. Finally, Mahjong Conference 2 Special, rank 74, score 4.8461, is a mahjong game with historical characters and competitive gameplay. This page reviews several Dreamcast games. Pururum is a challenging puzzle game with cute characters. Sonic Adventure International is the international version, with language options and improved camera, recommended for fans of the Japanese original. Dream Ticket 99 Insnet is a horse racing prediction simulation game focused on realism and online play. Revive. Rebirth is a trap adventure game, with a focus on escaping through trap solving and engaging storytelling. Steel Phalanx Space Griffon is a shooting game featuring mecha combat, 3D scrolling, and anime-style cutscenes. Finally, Langrisser Millennium is a simulation RPG that reimagines the series with new character designs, strategic battles, and a quest to unify a continent. This page details several music CDs related to Dreamcast games and media. Included are the Northward White Illumination Pure Songs and Pictures CD for the game Kita-e White Illumination, featuring music and character designs. The Cheeky Girls Watching CD by the idol group Cheeky Girls includes 4 songs, a quiz, and special swimsuit footage. The Heartbreak Diary CD is a single, with vocal and instrumental versions of 2 songs and a music video. Snatchers is a full album by the band Snatchers with 11 tracks, including new and previously released material, plus promotional songs. The Hang the DJ soundtrack features different versions of The Feeling Is Good. Lastly, the Secret soundtrack, composed by Ryuichi Sakamoto, includes 14 tracks from the film's score, filming scenery, and unreleased music. This page is a Dreamcast Secret Technique encyclopedia featuring cheat codes and gameplay tips for several games. The page starts with Idol Janshi wo Tsukuchao, a mahjong game, and describes cheat commands for winning easily and unlocking all parts and items. Next is Air Force Delta, an air combat game. It details conditions for unlocking new aircraft, including special aircraft like S-37 and MiG-1.44, by completing the game on different difficulty settings. Option settings are also mentioned for adjusting missile display. The page then moves on to Aerodancing featuring Blue Impulse. Featuring Blue Impulse, a flight simulator. It explains how to unlock hidden aircraft named Dolphin and Buggy by achieving challenge scores in missions. Special paint schemes can also be unlocked. Further sections detail Radicon Viewpoint and Target Viewpoint in Aerodancing, which are camera perspectives activated through name entry. Festival Stage is mentioned as a free flight mode. Game Config Special is added. Section of Aerodancing is described, unlocked via name entry, enabling HUD and cockpit options to be toggled on, off, and player assist. Aircraft number change, F-86 F-Clock Secret, and Tracking Aircraft Change are further Aerodancing secrets, allowing customization and hidden features. Finally, a list of locations and associated costs is provided for Aerodancing, including Island, City, Valley, Night City, Base, Monument, and Cloudy Moonlight. This page is showcasing cheat codes and unlockable content for several games. For Cool Borders Burn, there are details on how to unlock courses 3, 4, 5, and 6, special boards, freestyle, all-round, alpine, hyperboards, hidden costumes for Axel, Tia, Monica, Ken, Ronnie, and Bob, and hidden characters Snowman and Gray. The conditions for unlocking these include achieving certain ranks in different courses and time limits, clearing courses, and destroying obstacles. Elemental Gimmick Gear, EGG, reveals how to obtain the rare item Eco Spinner by connecting with Rackle 100 times in the first town, East Keon. This item eliminates energy consumption when using Spin Dash. Finally, for White Illumination, The page describes how to unlock mini-games in the title screen by meeting certain conditions in the main game, such as catching UFOs, earning points in quiz games, playing Techno Maze and Sunflower Maze, and achieving high scores in tennis and karaoke minigames. This page details some hidden features and unlockables in a few Dreamcast games. Forget Bass. In Practice Mode's Tournament Mode, winning the Lake Paradise Tournament unlocks the Palace stage. Winning the Lake Crystal Tournament unlocks the Falls stage. Also in the Palace stage, if you cast your line in a specific spot on the left side of the castle wall and wait for about 5 seconds, you can get a 15-second time bonus. For Psychic Force 2012, it explains how to unlock the hidden characters Juan and Keith. Juan is unlocked by clearing story mode with the default 10 characters, and Keith is unlocked by playing the game for over 6 hours. It then lists, move lists, and command inputs for both characters. Finally, for Godzilla Generations, it describes how to unlock various Godzilla characters. Original Godzilla is unlocked by clearing normal game mode. USA Godzilla is unlocked by clearing normal game mode with either Heisei Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla. Manila is unlocked by clearing normal game mode with USA Godzilla. Giant Sawazawa is unlocked after unlocking all the previous Godzilla characters and clearing normal game mode. It also explains the Gukijo and counter commands in Everyone to Battle mode, which are triggered by pressing L and R while selecting COM at the bottom of the visual memory screen. Gukijo makes you invincible to damage for 1 turn with a 60% success rate, and counter allows you to counterattack when attacked with an 80% success rate. This page is from a Dreamcast Magazine anniversary catalog, revealing secrets and hidden features for several games. It details how to access hidden characters in the King of Fighters 99 Dream Match, listing characters like Kyo Kusanagi, Terry Bogard, and others, accessed by holding Start while selecting. It also explains hidden stage selection, Shingo Yabuki's mid-boss appearance conditions, and how to find hidden characters Takeshi and Mika. The page further reveals how to unlock and play as Omega Rugal in King of Fighters 99 Dream Match. For the House of the Dead 2, it describes a command to display the score and lists item rewards for clearing training, boss, and original modes, including one-shot kill and unlimited continues. Finally, it touches upon the game's semen and interesting phenomena that can occur during gameplay. This page details cheat codes and hidden features for several Dreamcast games. For Giant Graham, All Japan Pro Wrestling 2, it explains how to select wrestler colors and change the camera angle during matches. New Japan Pro Wrestling 2 Kan Retsuden 4 secrets include how to unlock hidden wrestlers and change referees by inputting specific button combinations and directions on the controller. Moving to Super Speed Racing, likely referring to Tokyo Highway Challenge, the page describes how to access extra content after clearing champion mode, including new cars like the BMW truck, and how to unlock a first-person driving view. It also mentions a feature called hand-free driving. Additionally, there's a number random input feature to get bonus CP by inputting 7 multiple times. For Sega Rally 2 Championship, the page reveals a command to unlock all cars by inputting a sequence of buttons at the title screen, and how to change the car colors while selecting a Lancia Stratos or Celica GT4 by pressing the L trigger. A technical mode is described where Navi and position icons are displayed smaller in the race screen, and a pylon toppling mode is detailed, accessible in arcade mode by hitting specific pylons in the Riviera course's final corner, unlocking a minigame. Lastly, the page reveals a hidden UFO in the sky of the Miami course, appearing at a 1/16th probability, and describes how to view machines from various angles by using analog direction keys during races and in various game modes. This page is all about the Dreamcast version of Soul Calibur. It highlights the game's unexpected controller compatibility, detailing how you can play using the PopSync controller and even the Dreamcast keyboard, with specific button mappings for each. It then dives into gameplay features, explaining how to access Metal Mode for characters in Mission Battle, use the random select cursor, and unlock the challenging Extra Survival Mode, which adds rankings and options. There's also a fun detail about changing the skirt color of female characters using button presses in various game modes. The page reveals how to unlock demo performances in the museum by purchasing special arts, listing various character demos that become available like Taki, Voldo, and many others. You can even customize the opening sequence and choose your second and third characters for VS mode through the opening direction feature, unlocked by collecting third costume special arts. Practice mode lets you adjust replay speed using the L and R triggers. The article lists the unlock conditions for new characters and stages, including fan favorite Yoshimitsu and stages like the Money Pit. It also details how to use third costume characters in Mission Battle and unlock Inferno as a playable character. Weapon select is available in Mission Battle 2. Fate battles are explained, triggered by specific character matchups in arcade mode, changing the opponent and opening sequence. Finally, it touches on hidden missions within Mission Battle mode, giving hints about their locations.
This page is packed with cheat codes and hidden features for various Dreamcast games. Starting with Sonic Adventure, it reveals how to endlessly increase silver KO eggs, explaining the steps involving Mystic Ruins and the KO Garden to achieve unlimited breeding. It also details how to breed a light chaos, KO, a very rare form, outlining a multi-step process involving rebirths and animal feeding. Moving on to Power Stone, it shows how to unlock 3 extra minigames: Fokker's Sky Adventure, Ayame's Palm Sword Training, and Gunrock's Gangan Slot by completing arcade mode with different characters. It also explains how to unlock Kraken and Valgus as playable characters, simply by clearing arcade mode with any character, and how to access 2 P color variations by pressing the B button during character selection. Further Power Stone secrets include extra options unlocked by clearing arcade mode with one character and viewpoint switching mode. For Dynamite Cop 2, the page reveals the conditions to unlock 3 hidden detectives: Bruno, Cindy, and Wookie. Bruno is unlocked by collecting hidden illustrations within the game. Cindy requires downloading criminal element data from the Sega website and then synthesizing it in the game. Wookie is unlocked by clearing the Excitement Edition. Finally, there's a secret for Nobunaga's ambition: Heyoden with power-up kit, detailing a hidden original scenario called 1568 Year February Tenkafubu, accessible by inputting a specific button sequence at the scenario selection screen.
This page is a feature spread covering several Dreamcast games. Starting with Virtua Fighter 3 TB, it details hidden features such as changing the character select screen to show a picture of Mr. Tsukamoto, the developer. It also mentions duel stages, secret winning poses for characters like Cage, Jackie, and Pi, an input command display mode, and unlocking alphabet characters. Next is Puyo Puyon, Puyo Pop 4, revealing how to use Doppelganger Arl and Carbuncle as playable characters, and highlighting the Hyper Spicy and Spicy difficulty modes. It also notes the addition of a different dimension stage and the 108 chain metal feature. Moving to Puzzle Bobble 4, the article explains how to unlock hidden characters like Ome-chan and Tamatama, and how to access level select. It also details how to make Zero from the Saturn version appear as a guest character. For Gigawing, the page describes unlocking the hidden machine Velzebub by clearing Championship Expert in first place. It also mentions Super Expert mode and obtaining the 4th color ring for machines. Finally, for Blue Stinger, the page lists special unlock conditions to earn Elliot with 9 magazines and weapons. It also details Swimmer mode, where Elliot and Janine appear in swimwear, and Mad mode with unlimited weapons and increased firing speed after clearing the game multiple times and meeting specific conditions. This guide explores Konami's Pop's Music 2 for the Dreamcast, revealing hidden features and gameplay tips. It covers hints for Pro Baseball Team Tsukuro and Try Ice, detailing how to unlock characters and access hidden views. The main focus is on Poppin' Music 2 secrets. Players can change character colors and unlock 5 original songs by meeting specific stage requirements. It details how to unlock arcade songs via high scores and specific button combinations. Hidden modes like Mirror, Random, and Hidden are explained, along with Marathon and Survival modes. Instructions for unlocking hidden songs Lounge and JR&B are given, along with enabling double speed in Survival mode. Finally, the guide reveals how to unlock Hyper mode by playing all hidden songs. Screenshots of gameplay and the interface are also included. This page details hidden characters and features in Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. Players can unlock hidden characters like MSH Performance Hulk, Lilith-style Morrigan, and others by meeting specific arcade mode conditions. Starting from the beginning, no continues, no round losses, 2 characters alive at stage 6, and finishing the last opponent with a special partner attack. The page also explains a special partner select feature activated by button combinations before character selection. Onslaught is playable after encountering all 6 hidden characters, with his move set detailed. Screenshots and move lists for hidden characters, including Roll-chan, are provided. Finally, the page briefly mentions unlocking hidden machines, including the fast hoverbike, in the game Redline Racer, by winning the Emperor GP on Expert difficulty. This page is a column titled New Black or called This is Sony by Fumio Kurokawa, discussing Sony's PlayStation 2 announcement. The article highlights the PS2's features, such as DVD playback, IEEE 1394 connectivity, and network capabilities, positioning it as more than just a game console, but a set-top box aiming for the center of home entertainment. It talks about Sony's broader strategy in digital home appliances and network services, and mentions competitors like NTT and Microsoft. In the game industry this week's news headlines section, there are several points.
One point is about software practicality and how people will use it with external devices.
Another point is about the Dreamcast game Jet Set Radio, focusing on its graffiti art style. There's news about Konami and copyright infringement related to baseball games like GQ Powerful Pro Baseball 99 Kaimakuban and World Stadium X. Finally, there's a piece about the Dreamcast's popularity in Europe, particularly in the UK, where it sold 50,000 units and had 60,000 pre-orders, showcasing its strong initial reception. This page is an Anime Check It feature, highlighting the anime movie You're Under Arrest the Movie, which is scheduled for release on November 25th on LD DVD and DTS DVD. The article previews the movie's story and introduces key characters, including Natsumi Tsujimoto, voiced by Sakiko Tamagawa, and Miyuki Kobayakawa, voiced by Akiko Hiramatsu, alongside other staff members. Screenshots from the film are featured. Additionally, the page announces the second release of the Ultra 7 Final Chapter 6-part DVD series from VAP, priced at 9,800 yen per volume, listing episode titles like At the End of the Promise, The Imitated Man, and I Am an Earthling, which are part of this second release.
November anime releases include Betterman, episodes 7 to 8, Collector Yui Folder 3, episodes 9 to 11, Harlock Saga de Ring des Nibelungen 6, final chapter, Melty Lancer The Animation Code 004, Star Angel Angel Links Volume 3, Episode 5, South Seas Archduke Neoranga, Volume 10, Episodes 37 to 40, Demon God Machine Cyberstar Volume 2, Episodes 3 to 4, Trigun D2, Episodes 5 and 6, and Android Anna Maiko 2010 Volume .6, Episodes 21 to. Also featured is Seraphim Call, airing on Anime Theater X, a 12-episode series. Finally, Future Boy Conan, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, begins airing on Family Gekijo, comprising 26 episodes. This page is a mail-order advertisement for various games and consoles. It heavily features Dreamcast and Saturn software and accessories. The page lists a wide range of games for both consoles, including new releases and pre-orders, spanning genres from RPGs to action and fighting games. The advertisement includes titles like Sonic Adventure International, Resident Evil, Code Veronica, Shenmue, and Sakura Wars 2 for Dreamcast. For Saturn, there are titles like Sakura Wars, Grandia, and various fighting games. The page also provides information about ordering via phone or FedEx, acceptable payment methods, including cash on delivery and bank transfer, and shipping costs, which are a flat rate of 400 yen, with variations for some regions. It highlights that orders must be placed by 3 p.m. for same-day shipping, and mentions weekend delivery is available, but Sundays are closed. This page is Takemoto Izumi's bi-weekly column, where she discusses various everyday topics in a humorous and relatable way. She starts by talking about next-generation cars, mentioning electric, hydrogen, and fuel cell vehicles, admitting she's still a bit confused about how hydrogen cars work. She then shifts to gaming, recalling the release of Dragon Quest I and II on Game Boy and how amazing it was that such large RPGs could fit on a Game Boy cartridge, contrasting this with the bulkier Famicom versions from the past. In another segment, she talks about her cat's cheek wound that's taking a while to heal, and wonders if it should be left uncovered. She also mentions finding out about the delay of Shenmue from a poster in a toy store. There's a brief mention of game bugs in GB Urawaza 2, likely referring to a game guidebook series for Game Boy. Finally, she humorously describes a hairdresser's barber who makes a shoo sound every time they use the tap in the bathroom, and finds it amusing. She concludes by mentioning her habit of recording around 16 anime shows a week and managing to watch them all, finding it impressive she keeps up with everything. The column is filled with casual, everyday observations that a reader can easily relate to. This page is a feature on voice actress Omi Minami in Dreamcast Magazine. In the main article, titled, Everyone, Are You Playing Games? Quote, Omi talks about her recent voice acting work in Dreamcast games, noting she's been voicing quite a few beautiful girl and boy characters recently. She mentions games such as Memories Off, Revive, Sosei, Maboroshi Tsukio Getten no Hana, and her role as Mag in Evolution.
Eternal Dungeons, and its sequel Evolution 2. She expresses her fondness for Mag's character and humorously describes being captivated by the manga during recording sessions. There is also a short, amusing piece called Daily Life of Omi-chan, seen by her beloved dog Purin, written from the dog's perspective, depicting Omi's morning routine in a funny way. In Omi's World You Don't Know, under Omi's illustration room, Omi presents a cartoon self-portrait and some handwritten notes. Omi's profile details her birth date, birthplace, and voice acting roles in games like Martian Successor Nadesico, Evolution, Eternal Dungeons, Memories Off, and anime series like Shimajiro the Striped Tiger, Ojarumaru, Sorceress Stabber Orphan, and Excel Saga. Finally, a section encourages readers to send letters and questions to Omi in Wonderland at the Dreamcast Magazine editorial department. This page is an advertisement for 2 strategy guides from Dori Maga Books. The first book is for Saskatsuku, or Professional Soccer Club wo Tsukuru, which translates to Let's Make a Pro Soccer Club. It's described as a winner's Bible that will help players achieve results from the beginning and is essential for owners. It boasts system commentary, scenario and development and management advice, J1 and J2 club data, recommended draft player information, and scout data. It aims to help players build the strongest club and is currently on sale, priced at 1,200 yen plus tax, a 5 size, and 176 pages. The second book is for Guru Guru Onsen, a Dreamcast online communication game. This 120% utilization manual is described as essential for Guru Guru users and teaches you how to play in the net world. It highlights that this book was created for players who have played Guru Guru Onsen extensively and want to enjoy it even more, featuring connection methods, chat tips, and is recommended as an introductory book to the net world. It is scheduled for release in November, priced at 1,100 yen plus tax, A5 size, and 96 pages. This page is a reader survey from the magazine. It provides instructions on how to fill out the questionnaire and lists questions about the reader's gender, age, occupation, reading habits, opinions on the magazine's cover and content, hardware ownership, and desired Dreamcast games. There are 3 tables. One listing articles in the current issue, another listing hardware choices, and a third listing Dreamcast software. Readers are asked to select their preferences from these lists to provide feedback. This page is an advertisement for a book called Samashing Yoshimatsu, which is described as being about the game industry, and specifically a secret history of the Dreamcast era. The book is advertised as being on sale now and is called Sega Game is #1 in the World. It is also described as a fierce love letter to Sega. A special bonus for the first 300 purchasers is a Sega family figure. This page features an interview with Kaisaku, the character designer for Langrisser Millennium, a simulation RPG for the Dreamcast, published by Masaya, and released on November 3, 1999. The interview discusses how the project originated with friends from middle school, evolving from a group of acquaintances. Kaisaku mentions his background includes work in manga, anime, and tokusatsu, and that he is part of a 2-person unit. The game data section highlights that Langrisser Millennium comes on 7 GDROM discs, supports 1 player, requires 36 blocks of VMU memory, and is priced at 5,800 yen. The page celebrates the game's release and focuses on introducing the character designer to the readers. This page is an interview with a game developer who goes by the pen name Kaigo and another person named Nanao. They discuss the origins of the Kaigo pen name, which was created for a project called Project Harakiri. They talk about the creative process and how they work together, with Kaigo drawing characters and inking, and someone else handling backgrounds and finishing touches. They mention that they work well as a team of 2, and even if they argue, they still get the work done. They also mention that they are currently working on character design. The interview touches upon their working environment, mentioning that they use both Mac and Windows PCs for work, and that drawing by hand is still faster for them. They discuss the division of labor, with Kaigo mainly drawing characters and pen lines, and collaborating on storyboarding. They also discuss their personal time, mentioning watching anime and reading manga for leisure when they have time. The interview also mentions the game Langrisser. They explain that they were approached by Masaya for the Langrisser project and decided to work on it as they felt they couldn't refuse. They mention the first Langrisser on Mega Drive, indicating this is about a new installment in the series. They joke about Masaya wanting them to quickly set up the game while their enthusiasm for the project is still high. The phrase, character design, is prominently featured at the end of this section. This page appears to be an interview with developers discussing the strategy RPG Langrisser Millennium, a game that was exclusive to Japan. The interview mentions that the protagonist's design was decided early on, and they wanted to give him a unique characteristic. They discuss the color scheme of the character Taji, using blue and red to make him stand out as the main character. The developers talk about balancing the 5 main characters and making each one distinct. One developer mentions that in Langrisser Millennium, the story is crucial for the character Sally Wen, who is described as a strong game character with fast sword movements. However, in terms of scenario, Sally Wen is in a tough spot. They also mention other characters like Masariba and Nei, who are considered weaker. The screenshots show in-game scenes and character portraits from Langrisser Millennium. The interviewers are interacting with the game and providing feedback during a play session. This page is an interview with a developer, likely related to Langrisser Millennium. The interview covers topics such as game balance, character design, and gameplay strategies. The developer, named Ota, talks about how in Langrisser Millennium, units with bows are weak because of a time lag between attack and damage, and that defense is important. He mentions tactics like letting enemies attack air and flanking them from behind. He also discusses game difficulty, mentioning that while there are powerful units, the game is designed to be manageable even for a single player, and that he likes giant characters in the game and Basilart's angry face. The page also highlights a prize draw for 4 people to win signed color illustrations by the voice actors and Iwata, related to Langrisser Millennium, including posters. To enter, applicants must send their name, address, age, phone number, desired prize, and a message to Ota to the provided address. This page introduces basic strategy and battle techniques for a strategy game, most likely Langrisser Millennium, which was released only in Japan. The guide covers several key aspects, beginning with the strategy phase, emphasizing aggressive tactics of attacking weakened enemy bases and utilizing the search command with idle units to gain advantages. Defensive strategies focus on fortifying frontline bases to create a strong defensive line. The battle phase section delves into formations and command usage, highlighting tactical flexibility based on terrain. Essential tactics for defensive battles and effective attack strategies are discussed, with a focus on exploiting enemy weaknesses and targeting commanders in offensive maneuvers. Finally, the page features combat tips directly from Naoshi Kataoka, showcasing tactical gameplay through captioned screenshots like evade attack and slash from Comrade's Shadow, illustrating effective combat actions. The guide stresses mastering these fundamental tactics to achieve victory in battles and excel in the game's strategic elements. This page is a strategy guide for Langrisser Millennium, a strategy RPG for the Dreamcast that was released only in Japan. The guide provides tips and strategies for different kingdoms and scenarios within the game. It starts by describing the Nei rising commercial country Shin as an easily attackable central nation. It then discusses the choice between attacking Viderlin and Dagto, suggesting Viderlin is easier to conquer, with advice to intercept Dagto's invasion at the eastern border. Sail Serum Kingdom is presented as strategically advantageous, recommending players to secure the eastern bridge near Fenra early in the game. Find Fenra is described as a weak eastern border nation that is difficult due to monster encounters. The guide then details Serum's invasion strategy to counter monster meg attacks, focusing on defending the bridge and attacking Meg's direction. Lastly, it discusses the Viderlin Kingdom, highlighting its challenging start due to events and limited divine sword users, emphasizing increasing their numbers. The page concludes with key points to understand the flow of battle, emphasizing swift base capture and divine sword user development as crucial tactical elements. The page is illustrated with in-game screenshots demonstrating strategic scenarios and character dialogues. This page is an advertisement for the official guide for the Dreamcast game Black/Matrix AD. The guide boasts complete strategy information to help players achieve their ideal love in the game. It details battle and strategy tactics in 2 steps, provides flowcharts for each chapter, clarifies weapon performance and hidden abilities, and reveals how to unlock all sub-characters. The guide is priced at 1,300 yen plus tax and contains 208 pages. The advert also features words like human rights, hypocrisy, love, the weak, freedom, equality, and friendship, possibly hinting at themes within the game. This page is an announcement page for new information related to Dreamcast games. It features illustrations of 4 characters who appear to be adventurers or soldiers. The page lists a variety of Dreamcast games that will be covered in the magazine, including Vermilion Desert, F1 World Grand Prix, Puyo Puyo DA, Super Producers, Aim for the showbiz world. Jet Coaster Dream. Tanaka Terao's Ultra Tora Style Shogi. Rainbow Cotton. J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru. Space Griffon VF9. Espionagents. And Mabaroshi Tsukiyo, with page number references for each. The bottom section promotes a Dreamcast Soft Complete Guide, hinting at a comprehensive walkthrough or strategy section within the magazine. A smaller image of a girl in a kimono is also present on the page. This page is a preview for the Dreamcast game Vermilion Desert, showcasing its combat system. The article highlights the game's real-time battles and strategic gameplay. It details the mission flow, breaking it down into mission briefing, strategy editing, mission execution, and preparation stages. Strategy editing allows players to predetermine routes and team compositions. Mission execution involves dynamic real-time combat scenarios where player decisions are crucial. Preparation involves team management and resource procurement. The game also features branching scenarios based on player choices. Vermilion Desert is categorized as a strategy simulation RPG and was slated for release on December 2, 1999, priced at 5,800 yen. The next page showcases the strategy edit features in Vermilion Desert. This game lets you meticulously plan your operations before heading into battle. You set the routes for your teams by designating points on a map, deciding how they move and act at each point. It's important to manage multiple teams effectively, as you can move several to a single point, with each team holding up to 5 units. Prioritize speed when planning routes, using Scout for normal pace and high speed when time is short. Movement types include tactics for trap laying, search to find traps and scouts, and simply end the movement. Actions at each point are crucial. You can choose to Sulu to pass through, attack facilities, or wait. Remember to check your team parameters and monitor their movement on the map, as terrain can affect speed. You can always readjust routes on the fly. During battle, though largely observational, you'll need to input commands, particularly for handling traps and issuing orders like retreats. Equipping your units with items before deploying is essential, especially recovery items. For weaker units, bring several, while tougher characters can carry spare gear. Support items are valuable for team recovery and offensive boosts. Though costly, they can be game changers in tight spots, allowing you to assess the battlefield and provide crucial support. Vermilion Desert is all about careful planning and tactical execution. This page focuses on the Dreamcast game VD, subtitled Its Charm, and features an interview with 2 of its developers. The developers interviewed are Junji Shigematsu, the director, and Yasutaka Shinoda, responsible for the scenario. The interview discusses the origins of VD, with Shinoda explaining that he wanted to create a game that was fun to watch, even during gameplay. He mentions that the initial project was original, and that he entrusted the game system development to Shigematsu, while he focused on the world setting and story. Shigematsu talks about joining the project after finishing up work on Tactics Ogre for the Sega Saturn, following the completion of Lunar Cradle Tower of Combat, Gekka Mugen Kyo, Mugen no Tugi, also for Saturn. He mentions that at first he was just going to help with graphics, as he's a graphics person originally, but he ended up becoming the director. Shinoda also notes that around the time of development, games with similar concepts like Square's Front Mission Alternative were released, which caused some concern. However, VD distinguishes itself by focusing on small unit battles against enormous enemies, contrasting with the large-scale warfare in Front Mission Alternative. They aim to create a game where users could feel attached to the characters and story. Red Dog, Superior Firepower, originally Vermilion Desert, was developed for the Dreamcast due to its superior 3D capabilities, forcing a complete rebuild from the Sega Saturn version. The developers prioritized the game's scenario, crafting a story-driven experience comparable to a 2-chord anime, with detailed character backgrounds and world-building. While the gameplay incorporates strategic elements and utilizes a science fiction setting with advanced technology and biosoldiers, the human drama is central, ensuring broad appeal. The game's narrative features a protagonist with amnesia and aims for a deep story where all characters are significant, promising engaging surprises and a compelling, experience-based drama that keeps players invested. This page is a preview of a Dreamcast game, focusing on an interview where the developers discuss the game's themes and gameplay mechanics. The core theme of the game is surprisingly family. Despite initial impressions of a mecha-focused SF title, the developers aim to appeal to core Sega fans initially, and then broaden out. The interview highlights the strategic depth with team formations, mentioning around 5 to 6 types that can be offensive or defensive. Character parameters change, and players can create unique team compositions. The game emphasizes scenario and an anim-like presentation. One section, Check 3, focuses on formations, explaining their importance in team building. Formations offer different strategic advantages, and placing characters within them provides stat boosts, like defense. Players are encouraged to experiment and discover their preferred setups. Quote, Check 4 discusses the branching storylines and mission outcomes. Player choices and mission success or failure influence the story. Missions evolve after the initial playthrough. A ranking system based on mission performance affects rewards and enemy difficulty. The game appears to be Vermeer, a strategy RPG released only in Japan for the Dreamcast. This page is a preview of the game VD Vermilion Desert, a simulation game with a focus on dramatic storytelling. The developers mention that the game offers branching storylines based on player choices, even in seemingly small decisions. They highlight a scenario in the demo where players have to choose whether to shoot or rescue a character named Boscovich, which leads to different story paths and events. The endings will also have variations, and the number of stages can change, depending on player actions. The developers want players to enjoy the dramatic story of the game. Variations. There is also an urgent announcement for the next issue, dated 11/26, which will include a playable demo of Vermilion Desert. The announcement emphasizes the game's appeal and encourages readers to experience the demo. Screenshots show gameplay with mechs in a battlefield environment, showcasing explosions and user interface elements. The text in the screenshot refers to the choice in Mission 4's climax scene, asking whether to choose the shoot order or rescue order for Boscovich. This page is a preview for the Dreamcast game F1 World Grand Prix, highlighting the 98 events option that lets players relive the 1998 Formula One season. The page shows in-game screenshots, including the starting grid and race gameplay. It details the first 4 rounds of the 1998 season, the Australian GP where McLaren dominated, the Brazilian GP with braking issues and a Schumacher victory, the Argentinian GP where Schumacher pursued McLaren again, and the San Marino GP, noting the side wing trend. The game is described as having a 95% completion rate at this stage, with a release date of November 25, 1999, priced at 5,800 yen, and categorized as a racing game. The sound is described as immersive, like crashing waves. The preview emphasizes reliving the 1998 season, which culminated in Mika Hakkinen's first World Championship win. This document summarizes race reports from rounds 5 to 16 of the F1 World Grand Prix season. Mika Hakkinen and McLaren dominated early, with Hakkinen securing multiple wins, including the Spanish and Monaco GPs. Michael Schumacher and Ferrari responded, winning the Canadian, French, Hungarian, Belgian, and Italian GPs. Key races include the British GP, where Hakkinen won in the rain, and the Austrian GP, marked by rain and a first pole position for Giancarlo Fisichella. Hakkinen's victory at the Luxembourg GP showcased McLaren's pit strategy. The season culminated in the Japanese GP, where a tire burst for Schumacher led to Hakkinen securing the World Championship, despite Schumacher starting on pole. This page is all about Puyo Puyo Da, a rhythm action game in the Puyo Puyo series for Dreamcast, which remained exclusive to Japan. It highlights the single-player mode, where you can hone your dance skills against CPU opponents. The game emphasizes that dance commands are different for each song. To succeed, players need to create chains to send garbage Puyo and disrupt their opponent. Your performance is evaluated based on a level system, taking into account max chains achieved, your dance mark out of 100 points, your dance level from C to A+, and bonus points. The scoring system ranks performances from excellent down to BAD, impacting your overall score and ability to send garbage Puyo to the opponent. The page showcases in-game screenshots illustrating gameplay and score screens. This page is about Puyo Puyo Da for the Dreamcast, a 3D dance game featuring the Elena system. It's highlighted as a new title expected to be released in December, costing 5,800 yen. The game is described as a dance battle DA, where players compete in dance battles. The page explains the gameplay involves pressing buttons in time with the music and emphasizes the importance of timing. It shows screenshots of battles with characters like Elena and Rulu, and also another character with a skeleton design, Scherzo. The game features a special command that can change the course of the battle and influence the outcome. The page details the flow of a 2-player battle, from selecting characters to the dance-offs, and ultimately determining the winner based on who has less Ojama Puyo remaining at the end. It mentions that the game has a system where the first player of the round changes in the next round, and players can choose different songs for each round. The game also has hidden special commands, unique to each character, that can be discovered through practice, adding depth to the gameplay beyond just standard dance moves. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Super Producers, a music industry simulation game where you aim to become a top talent manager. The page highlights the game's online features, noting that even if you don't connect to the internet, it's still enjoyable, but once you do, you'll be hooked, especially by the world chart feature, which is constantly evolving. The game's official homepage is promoted as an essential resource for staying updated with the latest information. The advertisement showcases the game's content menu with sections like user registration, introduction, world chart, minigame, promotion, BBS, and from staff, suggesting a comprehensive online experience. Screenshots display in-game menus and charts, hinting at the game's network capabilities for player rankings and online interaction. It also mentions a minigame included on the homepage, described as a producer diagnosis, and teases potential staff introductions and developer comments in the From Staff section. The page concludes by encouraging players to regularly check the homepage for updates and information while playing Super Producers. This page is all about the online features for the game Super Producers. It explains how to register as a user to access online functionalities like world charts, requiring a Hudson ID and password. The page introduces the Super Producers website as an online manual, which is still under development but will offer in-depth game information after release. It details the promotional activities for Super Producers, including magazine tie-ins and radio appearances on Nippon Broadcasting System, listing a schedule of radio and magazine features. The page also highlights the BBS, Bulletin Board System, for Super Producers users to discuss the game, emphasizing online etiquette. Finally, it briefly mentions the Hudson Soft homepage, pointing out that the Super Producers page can be accessed from there, alongside other content like Thunderbolt Kids Amusement Park and company recruitment info. This page is dedicated to the game Jet Coaster Dream. The advert highlights it as a poverty software game, implying it's budget-friendly. It emphasizes the thrill of building your own roller coaster and sharing it online. The page shows screenshots of the game's wireframe track editor and in-game views of a roller coaster in action, both from the player's perspective and from an external viewpoint. The text describes the process of designing the roller coaster tracks, stressing safety, thrill, and the ability to upload and share your creations online. It also mentions potential accidents during testing, such as derailments and speed issues, adding a layer of challenge to the game. The game is categorized as an SLG simulation game and was released on December 9, 1999, priced at 3,980 yen. The page mentions the game lets you design roller coaster rails yourself, creating original courses that can be saved and shared online with others. The advert highlights features like loops, vertical drops, and screw roll elements, and the game's scoring system, which rates your coaster based on speed, G-force, thrills, and safety. This page is showcasing two Dreamcast titles. The top half of the page introduces Rainbow Cotton, a 3D shooting game and sequel to Panorama Cotton. It highlights Stage 1's branching routes, showing the bridge route and river route with screenshots, and mentions the game is 70% complete. The bottom half of the page presents Tanaka Torakichi Kudan no Urutora Shogi Kyofu Daisha Rinhen, a shogi game. It emphasizes learning shogi from Tanaka Kudan, with features for both beginners and experienced players, including network battles. The game is stated as being 100% complete and aims to help players achieve their first Dan rank. This page is dedicated to J-League Pro Soccer Club wo Tsukuru, known as Saskatsuku, a soccer club management simulation game. The article focuses on effective training methods for player development, comparing team-based and individual training approaches over a 2-year period. It examines whether focusing on team training or individual training yields better results. A table details the training menus for each position in both team and individual training scenarios. Screenshots illustrate the training menus and match gameplay, showing the game's interface and tactical elements. The article suggests that both approaches have their advantages, highlighting the balance needed for optimal team performance and player growth in Saskatsuku. This page is about effective training menus in a soccer management game. It explains how to create training schedules for both teams and individual players to boost their abilities. It shows tables that detail various training types and their effectiveness for different positions and playstyles, indicated by color-coded levels of growth. The page also includes advice on using meeting rooms to gather player feedback and understanding player development to tailor training effectively in this soccer club management simulation. This page presents a deep dive into two contrasting club development strategies for a football management simulation game, likely related to the J-League. The first strategy focuses on basic training priority club development.
This approach uses facilities like speed gyms and power gyms to enhance fundamental abilities. The example schedule shows a focus on strength and stamina training in the first half, then power development and stamina reinforcement in the second half of training weeks. After 2 in-game years of this strategy, the team achieves promotion from J2 to J1. However, they struggle in J1 despite player condition being good, seemingly due to limitations of basic training alone in higher leagues and stamina issues in extra time. The second strategy is individual skill priority club development. This method concentrates on individual player skills tailored to their positions, with training schedules including shooting, heading, dribbling, passing, tackling, and pass cutting. After 2 years, this approach shows improvement in offensive and defensive stats, but similarly, the team encounters stamina issues, especially in extra time, resulting in losses and a final league ranking similar to the basic training club. Ultimately, the page seems to suggest that neither purely basic training nor purely individual skill training is completely sufficient for sustained success in the game, especially when stamina becomes a crucial factor in higher leagues. This guide for J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru compares 2 club training strategies: basic skills versus individual techniques. A simulated 7-game exhibition match pits a basic skills-focused club against an individual skills-focused club. Results show that the basic skills club performed better, consistently placing higher in the New Year and J-League Cups across 2 stages. The individual skills club struggled, with lower rankings and early eliminations. The guide concludes that basic skills are essential for long-term team success. Over-reliance on individual techniques can hinder teamwork and stamina, leading to struggles in later stages. It recommends prioritizing foundational training initially, before focusing on individual player development later. This page is a strategy guide contrasting 2 approaches to training a football team in a game, likely Virtua Striker 2, given the screenshots, and New Year Cup title in the images. The guide compares training focused on individual player skills versus training focused on teamwork and coordination. The individual skill focus section suggests a training regime over 2 years, primarily emphasizing individual techniques like shooting, heading, dribbling, and tackling. The results in the game after 1 year show initial success in early matches, but eventually lead to inconsistent performance, settling around 12th place in the league and exiting early from the New Year Cup. The Teamwork Focus section proposes a different 2-year training plan, prioritizing team coordination, set plays, and minigames, with some individual skill training incorporated. The 1-year results show that teamwork training initially struggles to produce noticeable improvements, leading to inconsistent results and lower league positions in the first stage. However, by the second stage, the team improves significantly, achieving 7th place and a better run in the New Year Cup, demonstrating the long-term benefits of teamwork training in this game. The page argues that while individual skills are important, focusing on teamwork and player collaboration ultimately leads to more consistent and better results in the long run within the game context. This page is a strategy guide focused on the Dreamcast game J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru, a Japanese exclusive soccer management simulation. The guide provides tips to improve your team's performance in the second year by focusing on team coordination. It highlights how incorporating team play and tactics can significantly boost your win rate, even if individual player skills aren't maximized. The page compares 2 approaches: building a team around individual player skill versus prioritizing team coordination. Direct match comparisons reveal that while individually skilled teams might initially seem stronger, well-coordinated teams can achieve better results and consistent victories over time. The guide emphasizes that improved team coordination directly translates to better match results, showing progress from the first year to the second year through team strength graphs and match outcomes. It suggests that while individual player ability is important, true team strength emerges from the synergy and teamwork achieved through effective coordination in the game. The page uses in-game screenshots to illustrate match scenarios and player actions,
showcasing the difference between individual play and coordinated team maneuvers. It mentions the team achieving third place in the first stage and seventh in the second stage, reaching the quarterfinals of the J-League Cup and the semifinals of the New Year Cup, indicating improved performance with a focus on team coordination. The next page delves into a thorough strategy guide for a football management game, likely J-League Spectacle Soccer, though it may be another similar title in the J-League series as it was not released outside of Japan. The guide focuses on building a strong club over 2 years, emphasizing both offensive and defensive strategies. It details training schedules focusing on skills like shooting, heading, dribbling, passing, and physical conditioning. The article highlights the importance of tactical systems and adapting strategies for different opponents, showcasing screenshots of in-game action during matches, training menus, and players on the field. It also mentions focusing on set plays and mini-games in training and improving team tactics through dedicated facilities like training rooms and data analysis centers within the club infrastructure. The guide further notes the in-game performance and league standings, showing the results of these strategies across 2 stages of a year, including placements in the J-League Cup and New Year Cup tournaments. The next page is a strategy guide for the Japanese Dreamcast game, J-League Pro Soccer Club o Sukuru, which translates to, "Let's make a J-League Pro Soccer Club." It details a playthrough focused on the second year of management, highlighting the team's significant improvement and championship victory. The guide emphasizes how the team achieved success through improved overall team strength and the contribution of a player named Edit, along with specific combo plays. They even managed to defeat Jubilo Iwata to become Japan champions. The page also analyses a direct matchup strategy between an attack-oriented club and a battle-oriented club. It breaks down the results of 7 matches played under specific regulations, showing the attack-oriented club winning the majority, 5 out of 7, with the battle-oriented club securing 2 victories, including a notable 30 win in the final match. The guide further discusses tactical considerations, questioning the importance of intelligence versus physical ability in the game. It concludes that physical ability is prioritized, especially when developing young players, and recommends focusing on improving attack skills before delving into complex tactics. The next page is a strategy guide for the game Space Griffin. It instructs players on how to master the exploration and combat basics to conquer up to the 7th floor. The guide highlights 5 key points for smooth investigation: collecting items, obtaining map data from terminals, moving while checking the map, confirming elevator locations, and using communication commands when lost. The guide emphasizes collecting as many items as possible, obtaining full floor maps from terminals at the start of each floor, and using the map effectively for navigation. It also advises players to use elevators for movement and to utilize communication commands for guidance if they get lost during investigations. A character roster table is featured with call signs and member names, including Boss Contract Captain, Mariah Maria, Murder Oleg, Thief Smiley, and Bighorn Lawton. This Space Griffin strategy guide from Dreamcast Magazine focuses on mastering combat through transformations and tactics. The guide outlines 3 combat modes: combat, assault, and cruise. Combat prioritizes attack power, especially in Batroid mode, using shields for defense. Assault emphasizes flanking maneuvers with sidesteps and directional movement. Cruise allows for high-speed travel. Key gameplay advice includes using shields and mastering enemy patterns, utilizing obstacles for cover when shields aren't equipped, adjusting the viewpoint to track enemy movements, and targeting enemy weak points. The guide emphasizes a combination of defensive and offensive strategies for success, illustrated with in-game screenshots. This page is a strategy guide for the first 3 floors of the Dreamcast game Frame Gride, a Japanly release. It details the initial mission, which involves destroying a guard system on the first floor by defeating all enemies. The guide provides a flowchart for navigating the floors and a map of the first floor marked with enemy locations, elevators, repair and power units, and event locations. The guide explains basic gameplay, advising players to defeat all enemies on each floor and complete floor-specific missions. It highlights obtaining a card with a 5-digit password from an item container in the southwest area, essential for accessing data in terminal rooms. Players also need to acquire a card key to open a path to the eastern area of the floor. The guide describes an event involving a mysterious life form encountered in the east of the map, requiring combat in assault mode. It also mentions rescuing and meeting up with a character named Maria in the hangar deck after defeating enemies there. The guide emphasizes using card keys to open passages and progress through the early stages of the game. This page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game, Space Griffin. It focuses on levels 2 and 7, providing walkthrough instructions. For the second level, it describes working with Maria in the south area and initially eliminating a group of guard robots. Players are instructed to obtain the number 369 disc, an essential item found in a container opened with a master key. After completing the purge, players will have a rematch with a mysterious lifeform they encountered previously, and should use combat mode to attack its weak points. The guide then moves to the 7th level, focusing on accessing the databank. It notes that while enemies are fewer thanks to the captain's efforts, guard robots block the passages. Players need to destroy these robots, which are described as tough with laser cannons but vulnerable to shield defense in combat mode. If the goal is just to reach the databank, only 4 robots need to be eliminated. The page includes level maps for both level 2 and level 7, highlighting key locations and items such as the number 369 disc, master key, and security force room. The next page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game, Espion Agents. It details a mission called Microwave Research Lab Conquest, focusing on infiltration. The guide provides a walkthrough with flowcharts and screenshots, explaining how to obtain keycards, LV3 card and LV4 card, and bypass obstacles like C4 explosives. It mentions selecting agents and suggests agents with high combat abilities are useful due to numerous guards. The guide outlines specific steps such as going to LV3 security room, obtaining the LV3 card by defeating guards, registering the card, and then obtaining the LV4 card in meeting room A. It further explains how to progress through the third line route and get information from the mail branch. The right side of the page offers a clear procedure flowchart for the mission, detailing steps from getting tornado tracking data to obtaining stage data and program source code from different computer terminals in various LV areas. It also mentions getting Chaos Circuit by reviewing twice in the LV4 Research Lab and self-organizing neuro program source from Computer 6 in the LV4 Research Lab. This page details a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Espionage Agents, focusing on a specific event called the Mail Branch. The guide provides flowcharts for navigating the game, specifically Flow 6 and Flow 8, which involve progressing through LV5B and central control areas and interacting with the Mail Branch character. It outlines a 10-minute time limit event where players need to reach a special research zone after an initial encounter with the Mail Branch to initiate combat. The guide emphasizes efficient play and reward acquisition, highlighting that defeating the Mail Branch is crucial for obtaining a significant amount of AP 150, compared to the standard 1020 AP for other actions. The page mentions obtaining LV5 card by defeating guards and interacting with computers to collect data and items such as self-organizing neurodevelopment data, anti-personnel optical sensor prototype, and RATOS circuit research data. It also references using C4 and keys to unlock lockers and solve puzzles. The guide suggests that players might not be able to complete both C4 and key-related objectives within the time limit alongside the Mail Branch encounter, indicating a strategic choice is necessary. There are also screenshots showing in-game scenes and dialogue boxes related to the Mail Branch event and gameplay progression, along with a table listing locations, actions, and associated ES or AP rewards for various in-game activities. The guide advises players to prioritize defeating the Mail Branch to maximize AP gain. This page is a strategy guide for the dating sim game Maboroshi Tsukio, which was only released in Japan. The guide focuses on how to successfully date the character Hayabusa Sayori. It provides a schedule calendar and points for, or strategy. The guide highlights that dating Sayori is more difficult than other characters and requires specific events to be triggered. Key dates to remember are July 5th and 12th, where you must visit the park. The guide also mentions events like Asami's running away from home and a date at Children's Nature Country as important steps in dating Sayori. The page details specific actions and choices the player should make throughout the game to win Sayori's affection, including always choosing to go to the Woquote location and the Hilltop Park location. It emphasizes that Hayabusa Sayori is a weekday regular at the park, and that meeting her there is essential, especially on specific dates like July 5th and 12th, which are her fixed days off. The guide also talks about a home leaving event for Asami, which is a major turning point for Sayori and Asami. This page is a strategy guide for capturing the character Asami in the game Maboroshi Tsukiyo. It introduces Asami, who works at the Hana flower shop, highlighting her younger sister Image. The guide emphasizes that birthday parties and runaway events are key to winning her over. The page includes Asami's schedule from late June to mid-August, detailing locations such as the shopping district, park, flower shop, and home. Capture tips are provided week by week, covering key dates and locations, advising on dialogue choices and actions to increase Asami's affection. Screenshots illustrate scenes from the game, showcasing interactions with Asami in various settings, including the flower shop and during events at home. The guide focuses on specific dates and choices to progress Asami's storyline, advising players to pay close attention to dialogue options and event triggers. This dating sim strategy guide focuses on romancing Asagiri Ayame. Success hinges on understanding her close relationship with Minami and knowing that Ayame rarely leaves her apartment. Key gameplay points involve returning home immediately and making specific dialogue choices to increase affection.
Important events occur on July 16th and 20th.
On the 16th, during Asami's house departure, choose specific dialogue options to trigger a search with both Ayame and Minami. If their affection is high, Minami will arrange a date for Ayame on the 20th. Accepting this call is crucial. On the 20th, the classmate comes to your home.
Event is vital to resolve a misunderstanding involving Takeda. Insufficient affection at this point confirms failure. Raising Ayame's affection unlocks two best endings. Character-specific and multi-character affection events are highlighted as important. The guide also contains character profiles, screenshots, and dialogue examples.
The next page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Maboroshi Tsukiyo, focusing on how to pursue the character Christina. It emphasizes that to get on Christina's route, you first need to be on Ryo's route. A key event happens on July 25th, at the theater festival where you meet Christina. Several events related to Christina are detailed, including rumors of a strange person in July, Christina visiting the protagonist's room every day from August 2nd, and being caught by paparazzi with Ryo on August 9th. The guide also highlights the importance of dialogue choices with Ryo around August 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 8th, suggesting players choose options that favor Christina to progress her storyline. This page is advertising the Dreamcast game Kita-e, White Illumination, and featuring voice actress Chiba Ayako, who plays Kotomi Haruno in the game. There's an announcement for a special chat event with Chiba Ayako, specifically for members of the Dreamaga Onsen Kumai, a Dreamcast Magazine club. The page also promotes Chiba Ayako's new single, Carry On Everyday release event, and her first solo live concert called Seikeo First Live. Furthermore, they are recruiting new members for the Dreamaga Onsen Kumai, highlighting activities like game tournaments, opportunities to chat with idols and voice actors, official chat room features, and chances to contribute illustrations and experiences to the magazine. Lastly, there's a diary entry from O'Hara detailing his experiences, seemingly centered around hot springs and daily life. This page is a fan page for Battlefield Turb, and introduces a new character called Gino-chan, Nano Ray Genospecs. Gino-chan is described as a celestial maiden who wanders space, selling dubious goods and engaging in acts of chivalry. She is about 30 years old in Earth years, and her origins are unknown. In Battlefield Turb, she aims to rescue Nekobito Star, and fights against the Adirian army who are trying to destroy it. The page also features fan illustrations of Gino-chan from readers in Chiba, Tokyo, and Okinawa prefectures. There are also reader messages with comments on the game and characters, and a call for more fan submissions of poems and illustrations for Battlefield Turb for future pages. That also mentions that those whose artwork is selected will receive a Kuma keyholder. The address for submissions is provided as SoftBank Publishing Dreamcast Magazine Editorial Department. This page showcases the Buggy Heat Second Dreamcast Championship Tournament results, focusing on the AI training mode. The page details how players trained AI drivers in the game to compete in the tournament. It explains the AI training mode allows players to teach AI driving techniques in time trial mode, with the AI learning and improving over time. The page outlines the tournament rules, including the number of courses, laps, level selection, and character restrictions. It mentions that each player could enter once per character, with a maximum of 8 entries. It also mentions that boost is always on, and that grid positions are decided by lottery. Tournament matches are 5 laps, Best 8 and onwards are 3 laps, and below that are 1 lap. The right side of the page displays the results of the competition with a sample results sheet showing a pass status. This results sheet includes personal data, tuning data, simulation data, and course-specific data, and it appears to use a radar graph to visualize course proficiencies. It notes that overall deviation value of 50 or more is considered passing. The bottom of the page mentions that detailed data, including deviation values, are provided to all participants, indicating personalized feedback was given. This page is dedicated to the Buggy Heat Parent Fool Championship Tournament, proudly announcing Bakudan 60 as the winner and Japan's #1 Parent Fool. The page presents the tournament bracket showcasing the top 8 players, including Kawada Takeshi, Street 205, David, Bakudan 60, Shanshanai, Sugawara 2, Imita Su, and Jumi, representing countries such as the USA, Russia, France, and Japan. Several sections with screenshots detail key matches within the tournament. Matches covered include Kawada Takeshi vs Street 205 on the USA course, Takawa vs Bakudan 60 on the Japan course, Amita Su against Jumi on the Russia course, Bakudan 60 facing Sugawara 2 on the France course, and finally Bakudan 60 competing against Jumi on the Japan course. The summaries describe the races and highlight key moments and strategies employed by the players. The final general review section at the bottom summarizes the tournament's excitement and congratulates all participants, especially the champion Bakudan 60.
Acknowledging the surprising and thrilling nature of the competition, a photograph of a person is also included in this review section. The Olerud Kingdom Correspondence column for World Neverland Plus, Olerud Kingdom Stories concludes, thanking readers for their support, which led to a compiled book. Readers eagerly anticipate its release, inquiring about details like page count, approximately 140, and affordability, which will be fan-friendly. The column showcases reader-submitted manga, including humorous relationship scenarios, relationship troubles, and cute dating scenes within the game. Questions are addressed regarding manga submissions, clarifying that the published works are primarily by dedicated World Neverland fans, though professional submissions are considered. The compiled book will feature previously unreleased content. Submissions should ideally be in their original size for easier resizing by editors. A reader shares their enjoyment of the manga, having discovered World Neverland Plus after buying a Dreamcast for Shenmue, praising the consistently high quality of the fan-created content. This page is the Old Kingdom Correspondence Reader Submission page, requesting 4 Koma manga submissions from readers with specific size guidelines. The page features various reader-submitted 4 Koma manga under titles like Yearning Squad, Daddy is Heartbroken, Heredity, and Baby Talk, showcasing everyday life and family themes with humorous undertones. The This Week's Card Mail section includes reader comments. One reader, Taka, mentions sending mail since the Card Mail Corner began, and talks about their family of 5, including children of various ages, mentioning packing lunches daily. Another reader, Gifu Star, expresses enjoyment of the corner becoming a book, and encourages supporting Ware Niba, Warriors of Nebula. A third reader, Naoto, mentions coming up with puns related to Ware Niba items, giving examples of puns. Lastly, a reader named Hermione says they read Dreamcast Magazine and shares a story about their initial PC and the shock of its husband passing away. The submission address for this corner is provided, along with an ID number. This page is dedicated to Rent a Hero Returns for the Dreamcast, a sequel to the Mega Drive game. It highlights the transition from Mega Drive to Dreamcast for the series, mentioning it as a 3D action RPG for a single player. The page is promoting a song lyrics contest for the game's ending theme, offering a chance to have your lyrics featured on a music CD and win 99,000 yen. There's also a point-based system for contributions where you can earn points to exchange for prizes like Rent-A-Hero goods, Mega Drive items, a special staff jumper, game software, and even a dinner with the development team in Beijing or a trip to Hawaii. The page also features fan contributions in the Senryu Classroom section and an announcement section listing contributors who have earned points. This page showcases the Naomi Cram School Student List, which is a list of games available for the Sega Naomi arcade platform as of November 5, 1999. The page highlights 2 games with screenshots: Outrigger, a first-person shooter, and Jumbo Safari, a light gun shooting game where you hunt animals in a safari setting. Below these screenshots is a table
listing 26 NAOMI arcade games. The list includes prominent titles such as The House of the Dead 2, Dynamite Baseball Naomi, known internationally as Virtua Baseball 2000, Power Stone, Crazy Taxi, Airline Pilots, Zombie Revenge, Giant Graham, All Japan Pro Wrestling 2 and Nippon Budokan.
Ring Out 4x4, Virtua Striker 2 Ver.2000, F355 Challenge, Denki Tenshi Taisen Shangri-La, Touch de Uno, Idol Janshi Suchipai 2i, Jumbo, Safari, Toy Fighter, Dead or Alive 2, Derby Owners Club, Outrigger, Dynamite Baseball 99 tentative title, Segatris, Puyo Puyo DA featuring ELLAENA system, Spawn, In the Demon's Hand, The Typing of the Dead, Samba de Amigo, SNK vs. Capcom, tentative title, which likely refers to Capcom vs. SNK, and Boat Race Ocean Heats. The table provides information about each game's developer, release date, and remarks, often mentioning if the game is a Dreamcast port or its release timeframe. It gives a snapshot of the exciting arcade titles available and planned for the NAOMI system, many of which were highly anticipated on the Dreamcast home console as well.
This page is a preview of the Sega Dreamcast game Outrigger, an international counterterrorism special force game. The article highlights the basic gameplay and controls. The rules of Outrigger are explained. Players compete to defeat enemies within a fixed map, using 3 weapons to accumulate points. Winning is determined by the total points earned. It's important to not only defeat enemies, but also collect medals that appear afterwards to score points. Collecting falling medals, even without defeating enemies, can lead to victory. Silver medals usually appear and are worth 1 point, while gold medals appear when defeating top-ranked players and are worth 2 points. Self-destruction is penalized with -2 points.
The game supports up to 4 players in network battles, and 2-player battles are also possible even with limited setups. The article mentions the Art Museum stage as an example of a map that shrinks to half size during gameplay, designed to ensure player encounters even on larger maps. The control system is detailed, explaining the use of the stick for movement, forward/backward, side steps, trigger for weapon selection and firing, and an eyeball for viewpoint and direction control. A jump button is also present. 2 control modes are available, normal for beginners and technical for advanced players, allowing for customized controls. The article advises players to master the controls and customize them to their preference, especially for rocket launchers, where the sight expands, requiring skilled aiming. This page is a basic guide to playing Outrigger, focusing on the fundamental controls. It starts with stick operations, explaining that stick movement controls character movement forward, backward, left, and right, while sidestepping is also possible. It then moves on to eyeball control, which is for adjusting the viewpoint and aiming, essential for quickly understanding surroundings. There are 2 key points highlighted. Point 1 emphasizes using the eyeball slowly and smoothly, and point 2 stresses moving the stick and eyeball simultaneously for effective movement and aiming. The page includes a section called Skill Squad Leader Diary, which talks about the initial difficulty of mastering the controls and encourages players to overcome the learning curve to fully immerse themselves in the game. Finally, there are sections on Basic Attack Techniques and Combo Tips Introduction, which likely delve into more advanced gameplay elements but are briefly introduced on this page. This page is a beginner mode tactics guide for the game Jumbo Safari. It introduces the game's objective in beginner mode, which is to capture 3 different types of animals. The guide offers 4 key points to help players starting out. Firstly, it advises focusing on capturing nearby animals to get used to the controls. Secondly, it suggests that lakes are good spots to find animals as they tend to gather there. Thirdly, it warns to be careful with animals near walls, as they can be harder to catch initially. Finally, the guide highlights that using the dash effectively is key to capturing cheetahs, recommending a dash and rope technique. The page also introduces 2 playable characters, George Wildman, a 29-year-old zoologist from the USA, and Merritt Soderstrom, a 27-year-old zoology research assistant, noting that all 4 rangers in the game have no difference in abilities. Jumbo Safari is noted as a drive-action game developed by Sega Soft 3 and running on the NAOMI arcade board, designed for 1 player. This page introduces the animals featured in the beginner mode of the game, Jumbo Safari. It showcases 7 types of animals, each with a rank and a brief description. The animals highlighted are the Grant's gazelle, female and male, spotted hyena,
ostrich, grants zebra, hartebeest, and cheetah, which is presented as the boss animal. 2 characters are also introduced. Naftali Ngugi, described as a 28-year-old geologist from Kenya with a strong spirit, and Edward Armile, a 51-year-old scholar known for being disliked despite his ranger experience. The page also includes screenshots of the game in action and hints at a feature about the game's director, Mutsuhiro Sato's trip to Africa,
with a promise of more exciting content in the next issue, specifically mentioning expert part mode strategies.
This page showcases figures and models. At the top, the Hakozaki Garekido section introduces figure models for game and hobby fans in its 3rd issue, dated November 1999. The page prominently features Ah, My Goddess Dolphy figures, pre-painted and finished, depicting the goddess sisters Beldandi, Urd, and Skuld. These were limited edition items, initially sold at the Tokyo Character Show. The figures use excellent body and excellent body mini parts and allow for wing attachments for recreating iconic scenes from the manga. The page also highlights the V Gundam Real model, designed by industrial designer Sid Mead. It emphasizes the model's high-quality materials and detailed construction, noting its resemblance to futuristic cars and its precise robot feel. The model is described as a new material model with a total length of 20 centimeters, scheduled for late November release at a price of 7,800 yen. It includes weapons like rifle, shield, and saber, and offers transformation and separation capabilities. Finally, the page introduces Lupin III Gashapon HG series figures, featuring the femme fatale Fujiko Mine and Lupin himself, described as original pheromone heroine HGification. These figures are part of the Gashapon HG series, standing approximately 8 centimeters tall, and were also scheduled for mid-November release, each priced at 200 yen. This page features advertisements for various figures. It includes a Rina Yanase figure from Ultraman Tiga, highlighting its details and cold cast construction. Dankuga OVA version figures, featuring the Super Beast Machine God Dankuga robots, are also advertised, aimed at enthusiasts. The Garekido Oyaji's recommendation section discusses the appeal of painted garage kit figures. Additionally, there's an ad for an Ayaka Kurikawa figure from To Heart, emphasizing her charm and sculpting. ADX Super Alloy Victory Mars from QQ Sentai Go-Go 5 toy is showcased, featuring combination and transformation. Finally, Kasuko Unexpectedly! Garage Kitified announces Garage Kit figures based on Sega consoles from the Sega family manga. This page is a profile of Asagi Kudo. The text highlights her quote, "I like miso soup with wheat gluten. Is this a pickup line to me?" The page lists her personal data such as birth date, age, blood type, and size. Her hobbies are listed as eating konbu, kelp, long phone calls, and playing the guitar. Her career section details her appearances in TV shows like Hinata Bako, Bishoujo H2, and Oha Suta, and Idol King, along with a guest appearance in 64 Mario Stadium. She starred in a movie called F from Shochiku Western Movies, directed by Shusuke Kaneko, where she played Hikaru Hagino in junior high school days, which also had a video release. She also has photo books titled Baby Kiss and She's So High, and released a CD single called Good Morning Santa Claus from Magic Pocket OHA Girl Banana, and sang the theme song for the radio drama Trouble Chocolate. This page is a feature about a 15-year-old personality named Asagi Kudo, who reflects on her experiences in show business since joining a theater group at age 4. She mentions her work on the TBS drama Hinata Popoko and the TV Tokyo program, discussing her enjoyment of amusement parks and desire to ride the Fujiyama roller coaster. Her hobby is also noted as eating kelp. In a section titled Check It, the page highlights Asagi's role as a reporter on a variety program where she introduces hidden information about Tokyo. It mentions a segment where she wore a Santrio Puroland uniform. The article praises her unique personality and her performance in Hinata Popoko, suggesting she has a bright future ahead in entertainment. The page also promotes a giveaway of a strawberry-designed mug cup signed by Asagi. This page showcases the Neo Geo Pocket Color game SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash 2 Expand Edition, referred to as Shaoju Kessen Saikyu Fighters in Japanese, which translates to Top Showdown Strongest Fighters. It is highlighted as the second installment in the SNK vs. Capcom project. The game is a fighting action title scheduled for release on December 22nd and priced at 3,800 yen. It's described as a sequel to Gekitotsu Card Fighters and is also linked to a Dreamcast version of SNK vs. Capcom. Tentative title. The page emphasizes team battles and rival battles, showing screenshots of Ryu vs. Ken and Ryu vs. Kyo. It also explains the chain combo system. A Neo-Po-Color new software lineup section lists other games with their release dates, genres, and prices.
These include Sunagitpon 2,
a puzzle game released on November 11th. Farseer, a simulation RPG also on November 11th. Pachinko Hisshu Guide Pocket Parlor, a digital pachinko game on November 25th. Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story Unit 1, Roar of the Flower Garden, an RPG on December 16th. Soreyuk F. Hanamichi Dojo, a board game on December 16th. Party Mail, a communication game on December 22nd. Top Showdown Strongest Fighters SNK vs. Capcom, a fighting action game on December 22nd. Mizuki Shigeru no Yukai Shashinkan, a snap-action RPG also on December 22nd. And Neo-To Antiques, another board game in December. Lastly, Cool Boaders Pocket, a sports game, is listed as coming soon in December. This Dreamcastrology Weekly Horoscope covers November 5th-11th, offering daily fortunes for each zodiac sign. Aries should be cautious with money and focus on wrapping cloth, while Taurus needs to watch their words. Gemini should balance life and prioritize communication. Cancer should appreciate small kindnesses. And Leo needs patience. Virgo should consider travel, and Libra will find past efforts rewarded. Scorpio needs preparation, and Sagittarius should focus on learning. Capricorn should avoid worry and manage time. Aquarius will find small joys, and Pisces will benefit from collaboration and schedules. The lucky person of the week is Ryoko Inoue, born November 4th, encouraging open communication and a bright outlook. This page from Dreamcast Magazine promotes reader gifts, including Dreamcast games, Dreamcast Magazine branded straps and t-shirts, a telephone card featuring the cover of the August issue with Soul Calibur, and a Sakura Wars 2000 telephone card. The page also details the application process for these gifts, with a deadline of November 18th. A list of magazine staff is provided. An information section teases the contents of the upcoming issue on November 26th, highlighting that it will include 7 playable demo discs and feature several highly anticipated games for the end of the year. Games mentioned as big titles are Shenmue 2, Doraemon 2, Golf Shiru Saruyo, Berserk, Bangayo Vermilion Desert, Chuka Serio Chinese Dynasties Wars, and Chuka Serio Chinese Shining Stars, Virtua Striker 2 Varen 2000.1, Cyber Troopers Virtual Oratorio Tangram, Professional Baseball Team Let's Play, Ring of Red, D2, and Magical Sword X. Finally, the page lists the prizes from the previous issue's giveaway and states the current issue's release date as November 12th. Contact information for the magazine and website details are at the bottom. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast historical simulation game Nobunaga's Ambition, Repuden, which could be known as Nobunaga's Ambition, Lord of Darkness in English. The advert highlights advancements from previous games, including an improved map system and deeper strategic gameplay. It emphasizes the Dreamcast edition and lists the price as 9,800 yen with a release date of December 16th. The page showcases game screenshots and is published by Koei. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Gigawing, a vertical scrolling shooter. The advert highlights it as the first authentic vertical scrolling shooter for the Dreamcast, emphasizing the intense, scorching heat gameplay and the pursuit of high scores. It announces the release date as November 11th, with a standard price of 5,800 yen, excluding tax. The advert includes screenshots of the game and an image of a person in pilot gear to convey the game's immersive and intense experience.